Man, don't tell me I was on mute all this time, y'all. Once again, salute. What's good with it, fam? And we on.
I was
Oh,
wondering what you was doing. I was like, yo, is Marlo back there cleaning, doing his laundry or something? What's the deal?
hey, that's crazy you said that because I am doing laundry. I had, I had to walk the basket to the goddamn laundry room. Hey, but no, I'm sitting here chopping it up, not even realizing I'm on mute.
Hey man, you had a deep conversation with yourself.
Right, for real. But hey, salute, man. Salute, bro. What's happening? Big hand, salute, bro. Money Stack, salute, sis. Big boy, salute, fam. What's happening, bro? Just do boxing. Salute, fam. Welcome if this your first time. He says, salute the real Marlo TV. Respect to the chat. Salute.
Yeah, that's why I jumped on. I thought something was wrong. I was like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah, something was definitely wrong. Motherfucker had a mentally slip right there, man. Only said, hey, everyone in the chat. Big Hen would let me know I was on mute. Yeah, I seen that Big Hen. I'm like, what? I looked over there like, damn. Motherfucker talking to himself, y'all. That's that gas, man. Big boy say, you was on mute all that time. Yeah, man, for 4 minutes, just talking away. Rod X the champ, salute. What's good with it, bro? Money said, you sure was. Leonard LB's nose. Salute, fam. What's happening? Welcome back. Dago 619. Salute, bro. What's happening? Hey, yeah, I was over here talking away, man. I was talking about how I got served crow this weekend. Changing my pick, messing with old Magsayo, man. Thinking Magsayo was gonna be able to stop this clown. But he definitely showed me he ain't no damn clown, man. He definitely was working that jab. He used his game plan to perfection. And shit, he pulled it off, man. He was being his best he made his best impression as a matador. Because Maxayo was trying to lunge, jumping off his feet to try to get that touch that chin. He dropped him though. It was a pretty good fight. Um overall, but I ate my crow though.
hey, give me my crow with that too, man. I picked Max Sales ass as well.
Did you pick me by stoppage too?
No, I thought dude would at least survive. Like it would be one of them fights with like 2 or 3 knockdowns, which I almost was right about. But I did not realize how fucking inept Maxell is. He does not his lack of understanding of distance, but is just sloppy. He's like the poorest man version of Manny Pacquiao. It's like, dude, like either you gonna be in mid range or you got to be all the way in. Sitting on the outside like that was just fucking stupid, and then trying to lunge in with shots. I
Yeah,
don't
that was
know.
yeah, he definitely he ain't got no understanding of distance. I mean his best shot when he did drop him, I believe was a counter punch. And I thought he could have did better by standing on his feet and get working his way on the inside. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even try that. That was kind of crazy. But uh, he ain't very experienced up in there. You know what I'm saying? He beat a hurt Gary Russell. So I mean,
Yeah, full Gary Russell at full strength beats that dude. From
yeah,
what I was looking at, man, it was blatantly obvious. He just it, like I said, it was kind of bad because I like the kid, man. I think he got some good things about him, but it's just clearly, like I said, he does not have the perspective that's necessary because Vargas was down and get knocked out. I mean, he kept throwing that raggedy ass uppercut. It's just like, dude, like you want to get slept, but it just didn't work out.
uh,
And it was still split decision, so I mean, there was still a possibility of him winning the fight. But damn, that shit cut me bad, bro. Took me out of the top 10 of the Champ Ross, man. But I still stayed in that 12th slot. I'll take it for my first season.
yeah, that ain't bad at all. Ain't bad at all. Stayed in the middle of the. Everybody was in the middle of the pack or in that top 10. Ain't bad. It's like 70 plus people, down to 80 people. You know what I'm saying? 12 is pretty good, especially against some hitters, man. Nick Harmon, Toby Barlett, a lot of them guys. You know what I'm saying? They some hitters.
Yeah, some elite dudes in there, man. And like I said, I was hoping not to fall out the top 20. I stayed in there, so I'm cool with that. I learned some things from it, man. Champ Ross Smith, man, is the truth though, because like I said, it really got me paying attention. Like what's funny is I already love boxing, but Champ Ross made me really pay attention to fighters, and I got some new favorite fighters from it too. And just sizing up, I just gotta get better at picking out the outcomes of some of these fights. Um, you know, and working on that because I'll pick the winner right, but like it's like I picked Tay Tay as one of the winners of one of the fights, but I picked the way he won by completely wrong. So it's just like those little intricate things. So you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the Champ Ross though, man, because it really makes you pay attention to a lot of boxing.
Trey, salute, bro. What's happening?
Salute, salute, man. Top 5 dead or alive in the building, man. What's going down?
Sip the chocolate up.
Yeah, man. Salute, man. What's your number 4?
Number 4, man. Top 5, goddamn me. I see you at number 12.
Yes,
Derek
sir.
Bailey was number 17. Eric R was like number 20 or something like that. I think Marlo was 27. Him and Gil Coles. Number 26 was Napoleon Armstrong.
Yep.
Duquesne Deals got number 2. I wanted him to go win that motherfucker bad, man. But hey, second place is pretty goddamn good. You know what I'm saying? And hey, fun fact, I done got first place the last week, each of the last 3 seasons, nigga. I finished strong, nigga. I'm a closer. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I was number 8, and I leapfrogged 4 motherfuckers to get up to number 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was hoping to jump you, man. I was like, damn, okay, Trex right there. I'm in striking distance, man, and I didn't get it. D-Lo got it done, though, man. D-Lo had 2 great weeks at the end of the damn thing, man, so salute to D-Lo.
Yeah, he barnstormed his way back to the top 40.
Yeah. Rodex the champ say, "What up, my people? Salute, bro."
Salute to everybody in the chat, man.
Most Stack said, "You sure was." Yeah, I was on mute, man, just talking to myself. Then the LB's nose said, "Salute, Marlo's corner." Salute, bro. They gonna say salute. Big boy say, Pulev Crow for all is it. I still think he won. Oh, you think he got cheated?
Yeah, but this is the thing. Let me chime in on that. Like, you got to pay attention to the location. Like, that's one reason why I wanted to take Rey Vargas over Mark Magsayo. I just could not see a motherfucker coming from the Philippines and getting a win over a Mexican in Texas. And if you look at Pulev and Chisora, the first time they fought, it was a split decision win for Pulev in Germany. And then the rematch was in the UK, and it was a split decision win for Chisora. So it shouldn't even be too much of a surprise, you know what I'm saying, when the hometown guy get a close split decision. I've been seeing that pretty routinely.
Hey, but just to jump on and add to that for the Matsayo, I didn't pay attention and wasn't thinking about it because I'm used to certain things. Because I'm thinking this is Pacquiao's young guy, they running the promotions, but I forgot this damn fight was on PBC, and PBC matches your ass up tough. He coming off the title win, and they automatically put him in an undefeated fight in San Antonio. I mean, they don't not fuck around with PBC. You is not gonna coast, and you ain't not gonna get no easy ride. They immediately put him in the toughest fight he probably could have had in the division, straight up in San Antonio. So I was like, damn, I should have paid attention to that.
Height, reach, amateur pedigree, championship pedigree, all of that shit. And look how they tried to do Rashidi Ellis. He ain't fought since 2020. They tried to put him in there his first fight against Alberto Palmetto, a motherfucking southpaw from Argentina with 129 amateur fights and a bronze medal in the Pan American Games. That's what they tried to put him in there with in his first fight back since 2020. Nigga, they put you in tough on the PBC, brother.
Yeah, they do. Showtime. Just do box and say, pardon me, fam. Mint Marlo's corner, man. It's all good. Big Hen say Ray almost lost that fight. A more skilled fighter would have knocked him out. Yeah, I think so too.
A more powerful fighter, because he kept on taking the right hand. If a motherfucker had like some 9 out of 10 power, boy, it could have been trouble for that motherfucker.
Sleep. Big boy said, he said, good betting weekend for me. Would have been great if Pulev got the nod.
Hey, let me give you a bit of advice on betting. Just leave the rematches alone. Weird shit happens in rematches, man. Just leave that shit alone. There'll be plenty of shit that you can bet on and win without having to fuck with them janky ass rematches.
Rod X said, I ain't crow with you, Marlo. Big Hen talking about how it takes, man. You know that shit nasty, man. That Tony Satchery's help it out though. Big boy say Magsayo has been lucky to get as far as he has. I took Vargas on points. That was a good choice. They go say Magsayo made a mistake by looking for one big shot instead of throwing combination. Yep. Hold up, this shit jumped on me. Flat out TV, salute, bro. I see you in the building.
But at the same time, you got to look at it from the ground up. Like the man is what 5'8" or 5'9" maybe. That's being generous. And he got like a 68-inch reach. And he going against somebody that's 5'10" and a half, with like, well, maybe 5'10", something like that, with a 70.5-inch reach or something like that. I mean, you got down, that's an uphill battle starting out if you fighting somebody that's taller with longer reach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, it's like I was saying before you got on here, Trex, that his judgment of fucking distance in that fight, it's like he didn't understand. You can't, how you fighting at the one range that you didn't need to be at. And when he tried to close the distance, it was just like diving, and you even called him during the call. He's like, he bouncing, it looked so amateurish. It was annoying. It's like, dude, like, do you not realize you need to either be in A or B? If you're in C, you're gonna get your ass whooped all night. And that's literally what he just said in C all night. When he decided to close the distance, it was kind of leaping in, and it was just sloppy. And I don't know, man. It was
I
just
understand that, my brother. But when you're going against somebody that's taller with a longer reach, it's good to be able to slip your way inside, bob and weave your way inside. I ain't never seen that from Magsayo. He tried to do it in this fight. He actually tried to bob and weave and explode in with them leaping left hooks and stuff like that. But that's not routinely in his game, though. You know what I'm saying? So I had my questions on whether he was going to be able to bob and weave and close that space as a shorter man.
Big Hen say, facts, train harder, bro. Real talk. Rod X say, Magsayo is many without the power, speed, ring IQ, determination, and anything else it takes to be an all-time great.
So basically, he just said the motherfucker Filipino, and that's all they got in common.
That's fucked up pretty much. He took everything away.
D-Lo in the building, he say salute.
Salute.
Salute, bro. Rod X said, I thought I smelled a goat. Big boy boxer said that Figueroa stoppage was fugazi. He said fugazi, man. I picked the stoppage, but that was nav. It was premature.
That's the only bet I got wrong this past weekend too. I had that the fight go the distance.
Big Hen said top 5. Goddamn it.
Top 5 dead or alive.
Without TV say salute Marlo Magsayo, one and done. Most definitely one and done. Big boy said, yep. Anywhere but the UK, Pulev would have won. Derek Bailey in the building. Salute, bro. Rod X say, Marlo, what day you put the picks up from the Champ Ross? I'll put them up as soon as he give them to me. They up right now. They're right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, we got this week's already. Damn, I gotta refresh. I'm trying to sober up from last. All right.
Marlo good about that shit, man. He put it up as soon as they drop him.
As soon as he sent it to me on Messenger, I put it right up. Champ Ross in the building right now. Champ Ross, salute, bro.
Hey, salute Champ Ross, man. For real, man. I appreciate it, man. I loved it.
That's my boy Champ Ross. I bet that motherfucker don't like me though, because he be talking to me behind the scenes, and the whole time I'm telling him, hey man, fuck that. I'm the best, man. I'm about to beat these motherfuckers. I'm coming back next season. I'm about to take this shit down. He would try to tell me to subscribe to some motherfucker. I said, subscribe to him for what? I just beat that motherfucker. I ain't subscribed to nobody. Hey man, I am the proud ambassador of the Champ Ross. I am a big proponent of put your picks where your mouth is. Don't come in here with all that talking shit, talking about serving crow and all that. Let's put it in writing. Can you pick these fights or not? And we're going to see. You know what I'm saying? So we got the fights up for next season already. Drop your picks in the comment section underneath them picks in the community tab. And I'm going to get your picks over to Champ Ross personally.
Yeah, and the picks that's up there right now, this is the beginning of the season. So y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all in there. Just make sure every time I put them up, y'all just put your picks in. Kevin Corcoran say, salute Marlo's Corner and Trey X and the panel. And everyone in the chat, respect and love. Respect, fam. Salute, bro. Big Hen said, how you tall as hell, but can't judge distance as a tall fighter. That's the first thing you should work on is distance.
Well, they talking about Magsayo.
Yeah, Magsayo short as hell.
Yeah.
Hey, I think Vargas did pretty well though. He was making Magsayo pay a lot of those times lunging in. Magsayo should have either tried to work his way in and stayed in, or at least use that counter, because the counter worked. Oh boy was throwing them uppercuts from too far. He should have took advantage of that shit more often.
He presented a big target too, man. The man was squared up, man. when you square it up right like that, it take away some of your distance from your jab. You present a big target. That's why Rey Vargas kept going to the body with that 6, that right dig to the body. I know it was a bad punch for him to throw. He was throwing it from too far away and he was getting countered, but it looked like he just saw some barbecue chicken and he just couldn't resist. He's like, man, goddamn, this man giving me this shot. I can't help but take the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, he needs to just go back and learn boxing fundamentals. You're too squared up and shit, man. Let's give more of an angle. You're giving too many free body shots and shit like that. Let's jab too, man. Just because you're the shorter man, you got shorter reach. That don't mean that you got to abandon your jab. You can jab with the taller man. You just got to slip jab. Get your head out the line when you shoot the jab out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, double it up if your arm is short.
Hey, and Magsayo, he's a right-hander, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end, see, that's what I'm thinking, because you look, to be honest, the way he fights, I see some remnants of that Freddie Roach coaching, you know what I'm saying, and it's there. But I think the reason Pacquiao was able to get away with that because he's a damn southpaw. So it's just like there were certain mistakes he could make as a southpaw, but as a conventional fighter doing that shit, it's just bad business. He has good straight punches. That's the thing about Magsayo. I think he's a good fighter. I think he needs a little more polishing in it. And like I said, there's some fundamentals that he hasn't doesn't have a grasp of yet. So maybe this would be a learning experience. I don't think this is the last we're going to see. He just need to go back to the lab. And I don't know if Freddie Roach is the dude to give him the lessons that he's going to need.
Yeah, I mean, we just should have been throwing that overhand right a little bit too. You got a tall guy standing up straight. Let's throw that overhand right. You might be able to catch him. And let's throw some two-story combinations too. That's one of the perks of fighting a tall guy. You can throw combinations that go to the head and the body. Let's throw a jab to the body, then come upstairs with a quick right hand or something. You know what I'm saying? Just something simple. For an example, he didn't do none of that shit. Everything was like everything to the head or everything to the body. It wasn't two-story. And I think that'll help him against a tall guy like Vargas.
Gil Cole's in the building. Salute, bro. He said
salute.
Dago said when Magsayo dropped Vargas and had him hurt, falling all over the ring, he should have jumped on him and threw combos. Yeah.
What round was that? That was pretty late in the fight. He might have been kind of gassed because look at all the bouncing and shit the man does. That shit was making me tired calling the fight. All of that bouncing is not necessary, man. There ain't no gym that you gonna go to that's worth a fuck anyway that's gonna tell you to bounce like that. I done heard some people bring up rhythm steps and all that kind of shit. I don't believe in none of that, nigga. I believe in a pro style. Fuck all of that bouncing and jumping around and all of that bullshit. Settle the fuck down and box. That shit make you tired. Hell, that shit made me tired calling the goddamn fight.
Champ Ross said I put Trout on the fight schedule. It say 8 rounder, but I put 10 on the schedule. Hard to believe Trout in an 8-round fight. Yeah. Let me get out y'all. The Champ Ross said I love this shit talking. Talking to you, Trey.
Oh yeah, you know I ain't got no shortage of that.
He said it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Big Boy said got that Alka v Niatis fight in a couple of days. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, where you at? Let me see.
Right here, 708.
Oh, Aoka and that Donnie Nietes fight, they fighting on Wednesday. It's a rematch. So don't bet on it, big boys. Let them do what they do, bro. It's a rematch. Stay out the way. I'm telling you right now, stay out the way. There's plenty of fights that's taking place on Friday and Saturday for you to have some good action to bet on. Just let the motherfuckers handle their business and just enjoy the fight.
He ain't talking to Champ Ross. Jumped on me. Hold up. Champ Ross said, "Yeah, I didn't put the Japan fight on the schedule. It messes everyone up with those early Wednesday fights." Everybody talking to everybody. Big Boy said, "Nah, Figueroa tall, but give up his height all the time." He also said, "I was yelling at Freddie in the corner, telling him to jab his way in and double it." Man.
Hold on, but my bad. I ain't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just saying, man, that shit was weak. He was not using his jab. He wasn't trying to jab his way in and stay on the inside. He was trying to lunge his way in.
Like you say Figueroa tall but give up his height. Understand that can be dangerous when it comes to the right man. A tall fighter that bring pressure and don't let you get away and stay on your ass the way that Figueroa stayed on Neary, that shit can break you down. Or fucking what's that tall motherfucker? The Towering Inferno with 154 Fundora when he fought against a Southpaw. What's the Southpaw name that was 143 and 7 amateur? The one that he beat the brakes off of, had him looking like Martin and shit. Lubin. Erickson Lubin. When you get them tall fighters that know how to bring pressure, they can beat your ass in a way that's unusual, like compared to everybody else. It's a different type of ass whooping when you got that tall guy that bring pressure and you can't get away from it. I know when we think logically, you should use your height and stay at the end of your jab. But I guarantee you, man, I fear a motherfucker. Well, I don't really fear no man, but I would be more concerned about a tall guy that bring pressure and know how to do it than just a tall guy that uses height and uses jab. I mean, we see that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But when you got a tall guy that can bring that pressure, that shit can be special, man. And that shit bust pipes.
Big Hen say facts, Trey. You can't set up a knockout punch when you bouncing around like that.
And then at the same time, every time you bouncing, bro, they know that you're not gonna punch. You gotta have your feet on the ground to punch. So if you bouncing, I know you ain't about to punch right now. It's stupid, man. I don't understand why a championship level fighter will be doing some stupid shit like that.
Hey, that's how Lennox Lewis was doing that motherfucker Holyfield when he was bouncing. Every time he bounced, he hit that motherfucker with a jab and make him do some more bouncing. Go think about that shit.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that's something that I didn't like about Holyfield too. But yeah, you're right about that with Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, and speaking of tall fighters, man, until his chin got cracked. Herd's the same thing. Herd was tall and big, so that shit is unnerving, like you said.
Yeah, man. If it take you normally a step or two to get away from the motherfucker, now it take you 3 or 4 steps to get away from this guy because his arms are so goddamn long. And let's say on average, every 5 seconds you engage in the ring. But since you in the ring with this guy, you engage in every 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to Laura, man. He got overwhelmed. It was just like, damn, he was looking at something like, God damn, get away. Like, even when you try to move away, you can still hit him. So it was just like, damn, man, get off me.
I could feel the frustration from Neary when he fought against Figueroa. That motherfucker looked like, God damn, my nigga, can I take a breath? Like, man, let's chill for a few seconds, man. We ain't got to fight like this every second of the round, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker Figueroa would not let him get away.
Chan Ross said Fundora like an octopus in there.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Hell no. Charles D, salute, fam. He said, what's good with it? Just chopping it up. Salute. Hey, well, shit, it's an open topic, man. We just chopping it up. Y'all anything interesting y'all want to talk about?
But somebody said something about Fortuna and Ryan Garcia.
Big Boy said, can Fortuna beat Ryan Garcia? I like to see that crying baby big mouth B.I.A. Chumble. I mean, Fortuna got skills. I just his defense ain't as solid. It's gonna be the problem, man. What's the name? Ryan Garcia is real fast and real accurate. And if he able to touch Fortuna, he might be able to stop him. But I think Fortuna got a chance. But I wouldn't bet on it, man. When the last time Fortuna been in the ring?
That's the problem. Him sitting on the shelf so long. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if he coming off a super long layoff. It seemed like I don't really remember, but I think he'll probably get stopped though. I mean, the only way I see him not getting stopped because he's a southpaw, so he can be a little tricky. 196 and 16 amateur and shit, so he done been around the block a few times. But he done got stopped before by a lesser degree fighter. He got stopped in 11 rounds. I can't remember. Oh, it was a guy that don't even have an amateur background. He was like 18-4 when he beat Fortuna, maybe 21-4 or some shit like that. I can't remember his name though. He ain't no Ryan Garcia, and the man already quit in the fight when he fought against Adrian Granados and he hit his head on the speaker. That man quit in that fight. So, and plus Ryan Garcia, he already stopped a decorated amateur southpaw and Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell was actually a world beater in the amateur. That motherfucker placing in the AIBAs, Olympic gold medals, all that shit. Southpaw. he got stopped by Ryan Garcia. So I think Ryan Garcia, I think he got what it takes to stop this motherfucker Fortuna. I'm looking at him and get him out of there in about 9 or 10.
Yeah, I'll probably be locking in with you. Probably even 8, 7, 8.
I won't be too surprised. He a power puncher, man. He can hit you with that left hook. And if he punching down on the shorter guy, he getting even more leverage on the motherfucker. I think it's gonna be the left hook he hit him with.
Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely locked in with you on that, whether it's to the body or the head. What about you, King?
Jason Sosa, right?
Jason Sosa. There we go. He ain't even got no amateur background. So what is he doing stopping Fortuna? And he ain't got no amateur background, but I'm supposed to think that Ryan Garcia can't stop him. Hell no, nigga. I'm taking Ryan Garcia by knockout, and he better deliver.
Better bring that money up, man.
And the Champ Ross points, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah. What was Champ Ross said Herb was a punching bag, though he can't just stand there with bigger punchers. Eventually he gets chopped down. Gil Cole said,
"Oh yeah, let me say something about that because he talking about Herb. Eventually, the motherfuckers that take all them punches, they want to box. That's why we started seeing Herb start boxing in his last few fights. Guess who else said that they would rather slip? What do you say? I'd rather slip, parry, and counter. That's Joe Joyce. The Juggernaut said shit. He tired of walking through all them punches too. Shit, I want to learn how to box. Fuck all that walking through punches shit, man. That shit for the birds. That shit don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, man. It's
when you're getting older, your recovery time is slower.
Hell yeah. And then your punch resistance goes down as you get older too. So fuck all that walking through punches.
Yeah, real quick, Fortuna, he last fought in like February, so he ain't got no significant layoff. So I guess maybe this will be a best version of him, but I don't think, like you said, I don't think as bad as we think about Ryan Garcia, I don't think he'll lose this fight. Unless Fortuna just coming there like a damn dog and this thing looks at it as his last opportunity. But I don't know if I see that in him.
Ryan Garcia was a 15-time national champion, 215 and 15 amateur. He's not just some ordinary guy. I mean, I know he behaves himself like a little girl, but in the ring, the motherfucker can't fight. He done been in there with some of the best of them too, like Devin Haney. So, I'm gonna give him his respect going into this fight. I think he can stop the guy.
Right here. Gil Cole said, "What y'all think about Frank Martin?"
Think very highly of Frank Martin. Started with boxing when he was 18, got a late start. That's my only knock on him. But he was a 7-time national champion. I've been seeing him hurt people with the left hand, and he got the guy out of there his last fight with the right hook. So that was very good to see. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he might be kind of small for the division, but I think he a problem though. He probably like a top 5 guy in the division already as far as skills go.
Yeah, I think he's a future champion, man. I think the 7 high for him. I think he got a little decent power, good boxing skills, good inside work. I think the 7 high for him.
Yeah, I agree, man. Frank Martin, like I said, the ceiling is very high, and he's in a great gym for that. There, you know what I'm saying? That Derek gym down there, they produce champions. So, yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing him fight in the future.
They talking about him versus Rolly. I heard Earl say that shit after the fight. He was talking about it on social media, talking about Rolly probably next. If not Rolly, B-Hop.
B-Hop need to go sit his motherfucking ass down somewhere.
Yeah, that's a murder case.
Go get you a win. Go get you a win or something. Put some shit together and get back in our good graces, man. We don't want to hear no shit talking from primetime little B-Hop for the foreseeable future.
Man, he shit talking with Earl on goddamn social media, talking about make the fight. Supposedly it's supposed to be done. Somebody said something like what you said, and Earl said it's done already. So we might be seeing that.
Yeah, Colbert shouldn't say shit because at least when I mean Rolly got knocked out, but he stayed on his fucking square. This nigga Colbert turned into I don't know what kind of that. It's one thing to lose, but the way he lost was the problem.
He like, turned on that song. I will survive. Hey. Charles D said Ben versus Eubanks Jr. Is that official?
Conor Ben versus Eubanks Jr.
Yeah.
That on the hell no, that can't be. Eubanks Jr. too big. Conor being at 147, and Eubanks Jr. been fighting at what? 60?
Super middleweight.
Yeah, he went down to 60 from super middleweight, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he too goddamn big. Matter of fact, his last fight, he fought against Leon Williams. And Leon Williams was fighting against Andrade. So that's at 160.
D-Lo said he supposedly had a fight after JoJo Diaz. I think he's talking about Fortuna. Big Boy said Fortuna fought Rafael Hernandez in February. Okay. D-Lo said Ryan has already been humbled on part of him. A part of him got up off the canvas versus Campbell. We still waiting on the rest of them. Champ Ross said, I think Fortuna shot it at this point. And at 135, he's not going to end well. Big Hen said, any news on Bud versus Spence fight? No. They over there singing that anything you can do, I can do better. Big Boy said Joyce too old to learn new tricks.
He also dreamed though.
Right. Shit. He also said they ain't even got the Garcia versus Fortuna card confirmed on BoxRec yet.
Yeah, I was looking at that shit, man, because I've been trying to look at the fights on the card, man. I got to go through a bunch of trouble when they ain't got the shit grouped up together like that. Shit inconvenient.
Gil Cole said, breaking news, Spence versus Bud ain't signed yet. Charles D said they talking Colbert Martin, yeah. Big Hen said Ryan Garcia got to get back to his old ways, keep his head down, and train like crazy, and go beat dudes up.
I got a gripe that I wanna bring up real quick. I was looking on BoxRec, and they got Carissa Shields as a 4-star fighter on BoxRec. And I don't understand how that even makes sense. Like, she is clearly a 5-star fighter, in my opinion. Like, if you bring everything into consideration, what she done in the pros, what she done in the amateurs, if she ain't 5-star here, ain't hardly none of them 5-star. But at the same time, they got Savannah Marshall as a 3-star fighter. And I'm picking Carissa in the fight, but I definitely do think that Carissa should be 5-star and Savannah should be like a 4.5-star. That's what I think. But they got Carissa 4-star and they got Savannah Marshall 3-star. I think that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? That's my motherfucking gripe.
Charles D said they have it up. Big Boy said Cobra will take years to shake the yellow stripe.
Yeah.
D-Lo say let the breaking news exclusive channels tell it. The primetime versus Martin is done. Kind of odd to me considering Cobra has never touched the class.
That's a good point. Need an acclamation fight.
Yeah. D-Lo 404 said Ben versus Eubanks is being reported as well for what that's worth. Is that right?
Conor Ben versus they must be trying to weight drain Eubanks then. That must be what it is. They trying to weight drain Eubanks to 47 because I just don't see how that makes sense.
Unless they meet up at 54, then Conor fight at 54 or 57.
He might go up there and get his ass whooped fucking around with Eubanks. Probably. It ain't like Conor Ben got a deep amateur background or anything. Yeah, they real comparable in that regard. And Eubanks Jr. is a pretty strong guy for boxing. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a chance he might go out there and get his ass whooped fucking around with Chris Eubanks Jr.
Champ Ross said boxer has been slipping for a while. D-Lo said Fortuna versus Gamboa is a solid double retirement fight. Should Fortuna lose to Ryan? D-Lo also said there shouldn't be any 5 stars on BoxRec if Shields isn't.
They got a bunch of them on there, man. Jessica Mascayo, a bunch of 5 stars on there as female boxers. So I don't see how she ain't. Like that's weird.
Yeah, like Michaela Mayer, she 5 stars on BoxRec. Even Alicia Baumgartner 4.5 stars on BoxRec. I mean, I ain't saying they don't deserve that shit. What I'm trying to say is if they got all of that, Carissa should have 5 stars. Like it seemed like it should be a no-brainer. I'm gonna say too, they got Michaela Mayer as a 3-1 favorite over Alicia Baumgartner. I don't normally go against my world beaters because Michaela Mayer like a 4.5-star recruit on my pedigree chart. But man, I think that she is a kind of simple fighter that come forward and like to brawl a lot. And I think and she keep a lot of weight on the front foot, and I see her getting hit with jabs in fights. I think that Baumgartner got the style to beat her. She more of a classic type of boxer, slick type of guy, so not guy, but slick type of fighter. Head moving and shit, make herself a smaller target, get her head off the line, got rhythm, got good footwork, got good speed, can counter punch, got good power, got a good jab. On my pedigree scale, she a 3.5. And in my opinion, the 3.5 is the floor of the elite. Like the best fighters be at least a 3.5. That means that you won a gold medal in a national tournament. You're a national champion. You know what I'm saying? And a 3.5 can theoretically be a 5-star for sure. I think that Baumgartner got what it takes to go out here and beat this woman. Unless it's some home cooking. Well, not home cooking, but like promotional cooking as far as the zone go. But if she get a first shake, I think she got a chance to go out there and beat her, man. I think they done mispriced this fight. Michaela Mayer is not 3 times the fighter that Alicia Baumgartner is.
Big boy say, he said, we'll be stupid for being to face Eubanks above welterweight. Don't think Eubanks could get down to welterweight anyway.
Well, what they gonna do then? Shit, they got to be doing something. I mean, either the motherfucker weight draining the man or they going up to fight him.
One or two things gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Charles D or catchweight. Charles D said Bill versus Zudo been mandated by the WBA. Is that right? That's a good fight.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
D'Lo 4 Boxing said, I mean, male or female, Shields is that deal. Big Boy said, he said, damn, point on Bumgarner, quick, smart.
I don't even know what that shit mean, big boy.
Champ talking to D'Lo. D'Lo say, I hate to sound like Simple Mikey, but I see too many holes. And MM, who was that?
Michaela Mayer.
Oh, he said, I'm sticking with Bumgarner.
Yeah, I went looking for the evidence and shit. And just looking at the tape from Baumgartner, man, she just more the classic type of Western American type of style that we have. You know what I'm saying? She the motherfucker out there that's fighting like a Sugar Ray Robinson or some shit like that. Mayweather. I'm from Detroit too, if I ain't mistaken. So yeah, she got that Detroit style. You can see it. That classic type of style that we used to. And plus, she got punching power. I know Michaela Mayer, she gonna come, man. She gonna bring a tough fight. This woman throw combinations. She go to the body. She got a good jab. She get her head off the line when she jab. She got all kinds of amateur accomplishments, man. If you go look at this woman's amateur accomplishments, man, I can't even list all the motherfuckers. All them tournaments and shit she won. All of them qualifying tournaments. See, that's one thing too. When I be talking about the amateur background, and I be saying this person won this tournament. Don't just think about the tournament that they won. Think about the fact that they had to fight like 6 fights to even make it to the tournament. You have to fight in a qualifying tournament before you go to the international tournament. So before you go to the Pan American Games or before you go to the AIBAs, you have to first qualify in a qualifying tournament. Michaela Mayer winning gold and all that kind of shit. So I'm not taking away from that. But just looking at styles make fights, I got to lean toward Baumgartner. Square business. I'll jump in the chat, bro. D-Lo, okay, you read that. D-Lo said, okay, you read that. Big Hen said Shields is so technical, body head, punches, head movement, good defense, 5 stars all the way. Yeah, she passed the eye test and she passed the accomplishment test, amateur or pro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was very surprised, and I wasn't in a good mood to see that she wasn't a 5-star fighter on BoxRec. Big Boy said he will go up and be stupid, probably 154. I think he might get his ass whooped at 154, man. Unless Chris Eubanks just too old to be losing weight. I just can't see Conor being going up there beating him because I don't see no clear advantages that he has. Like he don't have no amateur background advantage. He don't have no professional game advantage. Eubanks Jr. done fought better professional fighters. Hell, he coming off a fight against Leon Williams. Leon Williams gonna come fight, man. That dude ain't no punk. So yeah, I think that Eubanks might whoop his ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Dino said, yep, that's true. Hopefully Zerto gets the opportunity. Yeah, I've been hearing about that shit for a long time, though. So whenever I hear about Zerto and Bivol, that shit kind of go in one ear and out the other. Big Boy said, it means I'll be putting a bet on Bumgarner as quick as possible. Goddamn me. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just trying to decide, am I gonna take it straight up or am I gonna take her by decision or maybe by stoppage? That's the only thing I'm trying to work out. But a bet will be laid on Alicia Bumgarner for sure. You know what I'm saying? Big Hen said the process of winning the tournament, Trey X, big facts. Yeah, man. You gotta win a tournament just to make it to the tournament. That's why I be talking about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford won gold in the Pan American Games qualifier. So that means that he qualified to go to the Pan American Games. If he would have went to this tournament and won one fight, I would have moved him up from a 3.5 to a 4 on my scale. If he would have medaled, I would have put him at a 4.5 at least. But he didn't get a chance to go because he got sent home by Kenny Porter because he was fucking up and acting up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to win the tournament just to make it to the goddamn tournament. Big Boy Boxer said, I don't got eyes on it yet. Nah, they don't put the eyes up until about Tuesday. I ain't gonna even lie, nigga. I've been over here hiding in the bushes, laying dead, waiting on the motherfucker to drop them odds. Square business. I can't wait till them drop them motherfuckers. Charles D said, the Chisora get the Wilder fight. I want that for Wilder. How you feel about that fight, bro? Wilder versus Chisora.
Yeah, I like that fight off the layoff. I mean, it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna see where he's sharp at. Where he's gonna be sharp on his feet. Because Chisora motherfucking ass definitely let his hands go. Definitely pretty basic in my opinion. And I think to get back into contention, I think that'll be a good fight for Wilder. You know what I mean? I think Wilder would knock his ass out, but I don't know how effective the ring rust gonna be on him. But I'll be looking for the knockout.
What about you, King?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I feel about Chisora. I mean, he's one of them warriors, but I don't know where the fight going to be at. I mean, it'll be cool. I think, like I said, Wilder stops him. It'll be a good little comeback fight, before he want to jump back in the fray.
Stylistically, I really like the fight because Wilder don't have to go find the motherfucker. He coming straight to him in a straight line. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing fancy. He bob and weave a little bit, but it ain't nothing that Wilder can't find him. That'd be a great fight to come back off a layoff, and he'll get some credit for it since Chisora is coming off a win against Pulev. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like the fight for him. I think he'll go out there and knock that motherfucker in the next week too. He'll probably knock his ass into retirement on the cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be a highlight reel knockout. It's gonna be like they're gonna be like, damn. It's gonna make you remember why Wilder is who he is.
Yeah. John Ross said BoxRec concentrating on finding these fighters holding rifles on the front page rather than getting these 3, 4, 5 stars and rankings right. Goddamn me. Yeah, man, that's real shit. Square business. They need to tighten up on that, man. And then the thing that's got me fucked up is that it's a no-brainer. It ain't like we got to go through here and really think about this. Like, if you ask anybody that know about boxing, who is the 5-star fighters from female boxing, Carissa Shields is going to probably be the first name out their mouth. Get a woman of 5 stars, man. She ain't lost no fight. Champ Ross said, Wilder Chisora, a good comeback fight. I think so, too. I like the fight. Big Boys Boxing said Chisora isn't signed to the zone, fight-by-fight basis, so it could happen, goddamn. I'll take it. Big Boys Boxing said, would have been more competitive 5 years ago. Walk in the park for Wilder now. Well, we do got to add in, like what Marlo was talking about. The man is coming off a layoff. So we got to factor that in. But I just think it will push back the inevitable. Instead of Chisora getting knocked out in 5, he might get knocked out in 9. But I still think he's going to get knocked out, though. Charles D said Pulev was hitting. I think Wilder sleeps his ass in 7. You think Wilder sleep Chisora in 7? I thought you were talking about Wilder versus Pulev. He showed to sleep Pulev because Pulev keep his hand spread too wide. It looked like he be inviting a fucking right hand. I remember Bogdan Dinu went out there. I think that was Bogdan Dinu went out there and put a right hand on Pulev, and we damn sure saw Anthony Joshua put a right hand on Pulev. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm with you though, bro. I think Wilder go out there and stop that motherfucker too. Big Boys Boxing said, I'm guessing their stars work on algorithms like their rankings. It might do because it is based on like who you beat and all that kind of shit. But I mean, I just thought Carissa had some pretty decent opponents that if you factor in everything, that she could be considered a 5-star fighter.
She undisputed and was it undisputed in 2 different divisions. And if you look at BoxRec, the way they got it, if you go by rankings of stars, they say there are 16 active female fighters that have a higher rating there. That's bullshit. So
Yeah.
I mean that whole scoring system, and some of it looks like it's propping up. Like some of them are constituted as 5 stars, and they got a couple losses. Some of them I never even heard of. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you tell me they're legit 16 fighters there, even with the score system. Even if you went by their resume, they have a better resume than her in women's boxing right now. I don't think so.
And yeah, like you just brought up a good point. You got fighters like Jessica McCaskill that done lost fights. She a 5-star. Delphine Persoon done lost fights, and she's a 5-star. This woman is undefeated, 2-division undisputed champion, and she a 4-star. Like that shit don't even make sense. But this is another thing. She the only fighter that I feel that way about. Like I haven't been scrolling through BoxRec too many times, and I seen the stars, and I be like, hold on, that shit is off. This is the only time. So it just seemed like they picking on her specifically. Well, I guess I can't say that because they did the same thing for the opponent, Savannah Marshall. They got her at 3 stars, when I think she should probably be like 4.5 stars. They just kind of selling this fight short as far as they rankings and shit go. They need to tighten that shit up, man. This is the second biggest female fight of the year. I give Katie Taylor and Serrano they credit, you know what I'm saying? But this right here is right behind it, man. Give them motherfuckers they stars, man. Give them they flower. Charles D said Wilder sleeps both of them mother. I can see it, bro. Pulev and Gisora. Xavier the boxing nerd in the building. What's going down? Said BoxRec rankings have no validity. They the all-time rankings are a joke. Yeah, I don't even be going to look at that shit. But as far as the current boxers, normally they're actually pretty good as far as the stars go. And the reason I say that is because most of the time when let's say I see a guy that's a 4-star fighter and he going against somebody that's a 3-star, 3.5 star. Most of the time, the 4-star guy wins. And that's why I was giving them credit on their ranking system because it seemed kind of accurate. But with Carissa Shields and Savannah Marshall, that shit is way off. Big Boys Boxing said that the fighters she beat didn't have many points. She don't get many points. It seems belts don't really matter to BoxRec's scoring system. Yeah, that's true. And that's why I was thinking that some of her opponents was ranked pretty high. Like I thought Hannah Gabriels and all the motherfuckers was ranked high. But I did see that what's the woman? Christina Hammer, she was only like a 2-star or like a 1.5 star. So that was kind of surprising to me because I thought that she was held in high regard when she fought against Carissa. But she only like a 1.5 star. Big Hen says some people say Wilder is a fighter, but if he was a boxer, he would have beat Fury. What you think? Some people say Wilder is a fighter, but if he was a boxer, he would have beat Fury. What you think? If he shit, I don't know, bro. It's kind of hard for me to think of Wilder beating Fury at his own game. I mean, that's what Fury like to do. Fury like to box. Fury like to move. So I think it'll be hard to go out and at his own game, bro. Just you know what I'm saying? Just to be real, how y'all feel about that? Y'all think if Wilder was like a fundamental boxer, do y'all think that he would have beat Fury?
Not me, because I think Fury still had way more in his toolbox than Wilder had. You know, Wilder was a late bloomer, and I don't think he would have been able to develop those skills. I think Fury's just a little bit better than him, man, as far as his IQ. You know what I'm saying? Knowing how to tie a motherfucker up, knowing the little inside, sneaky little tactics, knowing how to wear his opponent down, things of that nature. Like, um, and Wilder is a knockout artist. He set you up off the jab. That's what he's been learning all this time from the same coach. What's his name, Breland? I don't think if he would have been changing at the time he started to be molded into a pure boxer, I don't think that would have been enough time. I think he is what he is. He's a motherfucking knockout artist. Um, that with some pretty good boxing skills. Fury just all around boxer, man. Especially for the tools he got, his height, his IQ. I just think it's a big difference as far as skill, matchup wise.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. It's just a bad matchup. Everybody has that one guy that they just don't match up with, and then Fury's that dude for him. So I don't think there's really. I mean, there's a few things here and there, and it's not like it wasn't possible. I mean, he did drop the dude like multiple times. So, but yeah, I don't think it matters. I just think Fury's a bad matchup, and that's just he's just his kryptonite.
Yeah, and plus Fury, once he started bringing pressure, he became what I was describing earlier, a big, tall pressure fighter that make it hard on you, get physical with you, real aggressive with you in the clinch and all that kind of shit. And plus, he got an earlier start than Wilder. I think Wilder would have had a better chance against Fury if he didn't start when he was 19. I think if he would have started when he was 9, I think that he would have a better grasp of what's going on. But I think he still did good for himself to find an identity. He's a sniper. He's not a motherfucker that's gonna go out there and beat you on points. I know he did against the Vern in the first fight. It looked good to me too. But overall, he's a sniper, and he plays his identity. And on my pedigree scale, he a solid 4.5. You know what I'm saying? He got 2 national championships, and he got an Olympic bronze medal, which put him at the 4.5. And he all of that within 35 fights. He was a 30-5 amateur, and he accomplished all of that shit. So he still did damn good for himself. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my Amazon Angel in the building. That's Armor Brown was going down.
Yeah, and that's not the first. Like you guys, just understand. Some guys are just a bit like Mayorga and Forrest. Man, it's just Forrest is an excellent boxer, but some dude just got your number. It is what it is. I mean, that's just the situation there. So
On the Brown, salute, sis.
yeah,
Yeah,
salute.
and that's not taking nothing from Wilder though. Like a lot of people that don't really care about the skills and the sport would think you hating on Wilder or you talking down on Wilder. That's not no fucking hate. You know what I'm saying at all. He put a hell of a count on himself in all three of them motherfucking fights. You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
the interesting thing about boxing, man. If everybody was a boxer, it would be quite boring.
It's
Everybody has a
styles make
different style.
fights. Styles make fight.
Yeah,
And I
everybody
just
has a different style, and sometimes, like I said, they match up a certain way. That's what's interesting. That's why we all want to see, even us talking about the Crawford Spence thing. We're presumably maybe a similar conversation of people declaring one person being less skilled or this person being more versatile. That's why we like the matchups. That's why we got to see the fight so we can see exactly, because that same style that you're talking about for Wilder probably goes in there with AJ because of his style, and he probably sleeps him. So
and
it's just
also
it just is what it is.
also keep this in mind though. Fury did put himself way over heavyweight. I mean, what you allowed to do this. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he just used his IQ. He put extra weight on, so when he did get inside and get rough and lean on him and do those little sneaky tactics, it'll be more weight on Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of shit. Like Trey was saying, when he put the pressure on, all that combined with the frustration of being tired, with this big motherfucker getting up off the canvas and still coming. You know what I'm saying? Like all that was the advantage of Fury. I mean, Wilder held a hell of put up a hell of a count of itself, in all three of those fucking fights. But it was some factors in there that just wasn't gonna give him the victory. You know what I'm saying? And I think IQ and that motherfucking size and weight advantage of Fury was the two.
Yeah, and plus he got a coaching advantage too. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that's underrated about the situation. But he definitely had a coaching advantage, and they knew how to take advantage of the size and the height and the length and all that shit as far as bringing that pressure. That changed everything when he started doing that shit.
Right. D-Ray, salute, bro. I'm a Brown. Salute, sis. I spoke to you. Winston Lee just jumped in the building. Salute, bro.
Salute.
Yeah.
Charles D said, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, you made a great point with the coaching advantage because think of every fighter that's been reborn from going to that gym. You know, the Klitschko's, Lennox Lewis. I mean, that style is just not. It's undefeated. Like I haven't, you really rarely see somebody win that actually able to impose it. And so you could bring up the Fury, beat Klitschko and whatever, but Klitschko couldn't use that style on Fury because of his height. So it didn't really, it still really hadn't ever lost prior.
Yeah, and like Marlo said, man, we ain't talking down on Wilder at all. Because man, I fuck with Wilder tough, man. I used to live in Alabama. When I was a kid, I lived in Garland, Alabama, the hometown of Ernie Shavers. Look it up. Square business. That's where I lived as a kid. And shit, I fuck with Wilder tough. As a matter of fact, it's a historian. I ain't been fucking with him because he be getting on Wilder all the goddamn time. And I just feel like the shit is unjust. That you gonna get on Wilder, but you praise somebody like what's the name of the dude, the guy that beat Sugar Ray Robinson. The Sugar Ray Robinson beat his ass in the St. Valentine Day massacre. Jake LaMotta. So we gonna get on Wilder because he a sore loser, or however that you want to say. You didn't like the way he behaved after he lost the fight, but we'll praise Jake LaMotta, a man who is known for taking a dive in a fight. He took a dive against Billy Fox. So we'll sit there and we'll praise him. He done took a dive in a fight, but we'll get on Wilder because he didn't handle his loss in a gracious manner. Like, nah, I don't agree with that shit. I think that's some bullshit. I feel like what Jake LaMotta did was way worse. And it ain't like Jake LaMotta was one of them disenfranchised fighters or something. He wasn't no Joe Gans or no shit like that. He wasn't one of them black fighters that didn't get opportunities. The man was white. What the fuck you taking dives for? Hell, you get opportunities. So I think that's worse. You taking a dive. You know what I'm saying? And if a motherfucker is a historian, I think shit, you should be thinking about that shit off the top. I'm definitely not no historian, but I do know enough to see some bullshit when I see it that I don't agree with. Charles D said you can manipulate box rec. I know you can manipulate that Wikipedia section, but I don't think you can actually manipulate the records though. And I'm saying what I'm saying about box rec, but I definitely appreciate box rec with all of the modern day record keeping that they do, because they make this boxing shit a lot easier, man. There's never been a time like this where we have all the information about every single fucking fighter that's ever fought in one place. And that make it a lot easier when you placing bets. And that's the direction that we probably about to go on our channel, man. We probably about to start looking more at betting and shit and try to hit these casinos for some money. You know what I'm saying? So far, I'm 48-19 on the motherfucker. So I'm at like a 73% win percentage. You know what I'm saying? And box rec is a big reason for that. Square business. Big Boys Boxing said I only use box rec for schedules, records, and results. The rest don't matter. Xavier the Boxing Nerd said box rec needs to stick with what it knows. Unbiased boxing records. They had Kovalev as the #1 light heavyweight for half a year after Canelo knocked his ass out. Ms. Alma Brown said, what's up to the fellas? Chats and the Mars. Blessings. D-Ray Promotion, salute to you. Charles D said, Wilder has no inside fight game. I mean, that can be said about most tall fighters. Tall, long arm type fighters. Most of them don't have great inside games. That's why the default is to say that the tall fighter needs to fight on the outside, use his height and reach to his advantage. But every now and then you will get a tall fighter that does have an inside game, like a Sebastian Fundora, like a Paul Williams, like a Figueroa, both the Brandon Figueroa, all the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Derek Bailey, salute to you, man. Congratulations on that 17th place finish. If I ain't said it to you already.
Ooh.
Charles D said if Wilder could tighten up shots inside, he surprised Fury. Think he tighten up his shots inside? Man, one thing about Fury too, man, like I always say, like if you going against a killer, like a fighter that's a killer, you step to the line. You don't get out there and run from the line. when you run from the lion, that make him feel like a lion. That make him want to chase you and kill you. You know what I'm saying? And destroy something. You step to the lion and you back the lion up. Make him think you the lion. That's what you do. And I feel like that's what Fury did. Fury in the rematch, he stepped to the line. I know that he got caught in the rubber match and all that kind of shit. He had to get off his ass to win, but he stepped to the line, man. And that shit was advantageous for him. Charles D said Mosley Forrest. Yeah, Forrest, he was a tall guy. He was good at using his jab and right hand, though. I hate that you even brought that fight up, man. That shit had me sad, the motherfucker, when I had I came home and I saw my boy Shane Mosley fucked up, man. In that first fight, they had a clash of heads. I had never seen my boy Shane bleeding or nothing. And when I came home, the fight was already in progress. So I just walk in, my mom looking all crazy and shit, because, you know, she likes Shane Mosley too. And we had to sit up there and watch our boy take that ass whooping like that. You know what I'm saying? Some fighters, that's how you number, though, man, because Vernon Forrest was beating Shane Mosley in the amateurs. I think he beat him twice in the amateurs. Big Boys Boxing said, what did Kingsley Abe do to be denied entry to the UK? I was pissed I didn't get to see him face Wardley. Yeah, man, I don't know what happened to the guy, but I was interested to see how much he was going to weigh. I see that he the type of guy that his weight can range from like the 260 to 280s. He might have even been lower than that one time or something like that. So I was interested to see what he was going to weigh in for the fight. If he was going to come in at a reasonable weight, I was going to take Fabio Wardley by decision. But I wouldn't have been surprised if Abe got the upset, though, because Abe come and fight back. Even when he fought against Jared Anderson, I mean, he got his ass whooped, don't get me wrong. He got stopped in 6. But there was still some moments in that bitch where he was trying to fight, come back with something. And Big Boys Boxing, he did a good breakdown for the fights this past weekend. If y'all ain't subscribed to Big Boy Boxing, subscribe to him and go check out his videos he be dropping. That motherfucker did a masterful job breaking down Abe and Wardley. And he illustrated how Abe is the type of guy that can come get an upset. He almost had the upset, but he got denied the victory on the cards. You know what I'm saying? So he a dangerous type guy. Square business. But Wardley don't have no amateur background. So it's kind of hard for me to get behind that shit. I mean, I know that he been in training camps with real good fighters as a sparring partner, but I like them fighters with a deep amateur background. So we'll see about Wardley. Xavier the Boxing Nerd said, if anything, that analysis is a compliment to Wilder since he did start so late. I think that's why I say he is a overachiever. Like, you only got 35 amateur fights, but you are a 2-time national champion, Olympic bronze medalist. You had the belt for what? 10 title defenses in the pros, WBC. I think he had the belt for like 5 years or something like that. And that's a guy that started boxing when he was 19. I think he did damn good for his career. Big Hen said, right, Wilder is a hell of a fighter. Yeah, I fuck with Wilder tough. Rod X the Champ said, if Wilder is the same fighter he was before the last if Wilder is the same fighter he was before the last 2 Fury fights, I will make him the favorite against every heavyweight except for Fury. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I ain't gonna lie though, it is some of them youngsters that I don't know if he would be the favorite over in my mind, like Philip Ergovich. I don't know if he the favorite over Ergovich. Ergovich got that pedigree and shit. He very talented. He got the size. He got the power. Jared Anderson. I know these fighters don't have the championship experience, but they very talented. And in my personal opinion, Jared Anderson and Philip Ergovich are the future of the heavyweight division. Who y'all think next up at heavyweight? Who you think next up at heavyweight, bro? Or King of Kings? Who you think next up at heavyweight? Go ahead, bro.
Shit, I like Jared Anderson too. I think he's definitely next up. And Hrgovic, I don't want to butcher his name, but Hrgovic definitely got a motherfucking shot at it too. I think he pretty decent with his skills, nice side. But I think I got my motherfucking chips on Gerald Miller. I think he definitely next up.
Jared Anderson.
Anderson, my bad.
Yeah, you said the old big baby. What about you, King Kenfo? Who you think is the next up at heavyweight?
It just depends on the time frame. But are we considering Joy Joyce as a potential champion at some point in time in the next couple of years? Or is it just pretty much too late for him, or is he in that kind of limbo area?
It seems like he might be in that limbo area, man, because he kind of long in the tooth. I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep walking through these punches long enough to get to where he want to get to. He's the type of guy that might get knocked off before he even get there.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. He dispatched one of the dudes, but yeah, Big Baby to me, he's gonna be the guy. So yeah, definitely, I'm looking at Big Baby to be the dude that he could take all this over.
And Big Baby on my scale is like a 3.5, and Ergovich is like a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? Just to throw it out there. That's my little scale and shit. Big Boys Boxing said Wilder was effective with early pressure, but didn't have the gas tank. I've heard he doesn't run in training. If so, that's why he couldn't maintain it. Yeah, they've been saying that about him for a long time, about the running. He is a tall guy and shit, though, so I can kind of understand why he wouldn't be doing a bunch of jogging, especially at this age. Yeah, that motherfucker about 37 or something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he started off good going to the body with the jab and stuff like that. But once a fighter make an adjustment, you got to make an adjustment and come back with something. And once Fury made his adjustment, Wilder didn't adjust, and it just went how it went. Right, that's a chance to hell. Wilder should have went to Sugar Hill. I was thinking that shit too. Go drop that motherfucker some extra little ducats. Right, there's a chance that I can understand the sore loser. It's sore winners. I don't get. I don't get. I think I can understand the sore. I mean, I don't give a damn how a motherfucker lose, man. Some people just don't like to lose. Like, I'm a sore loser. I ain't gonna even lie. I consider myself a healthy sore loser though, because I'm the type of person that's gonna go back to the drawing board and I want to come back and get a win. But we've been gambling on the boxing, right? So I got Yasser doing it with me, MZ Talk Boxing, and my partner JP that live in Houston. And whenever I get one wrong, I'm the most crying motherfucker that you ever seen. I ain't crying like these bitch ass niggas on YouTube. Putting my name in their mouth and shit. But I be complaining. I be like, oh man, they got me this time, bro. I wasn't expecting this, and they put this out there and they came with this, man. So look, I learned this from the situation. So I'm gonna come back next time and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I'm a sore loser, though. I ain't gonna even lie. Sore loser like a motherfucker. Pecos Bill said, late but here was great. Salute to you, OG. Xavier the boxing there said the mob told LaMotta he wouldn't get a title shot until he worked for them and through that Fox fight. Sugar Ray didn't work with the mob. He was just so dominant they had to give him a shot. I'm still not giving the man a pass. I'm not giving him no pass for taking a dive. He still took a dive in the fight. So if Wilder can get criticized for being a sore loser, Jake LaMotta deserves 10 times more criticism for actually throwing a goddamn fight. That's my opinion on that. Derek Bailey, salute to you. Xavier the boxing there, so I know what you're talking about, though. And I always did think that YouTube is unfair to Wilder over personal grievances. Yeah, man, I mean, I like to do content. I have actually learned a lot from his videos. I probably learned more from his videos than any other historian because he puts the names on the screen while he talking about it. So I got an audio way to learn by listening, and plus I got a visual way to learn by seeing the names on the screen. But shit, I feel like I'm the enemy. I feel like I'm the enemy when I come through. All this shit about Wilder, and then people in the comment section calling them Beyonce Wilder and all this kind of shit. I'm over there, taking up for my man, talking about how the guy he was one of the most exciting spectacles in sports. Deontay Wilder right hand knockout was more exciting than a big hit in football, a big dunk in basketball, a home run in baseball, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I just got tired of being out there on that island like that. Like, man, why the fuck am I in enemy territory all the time? You know what I'm saying? Let me get my ass on up out of here, man. Shit, I hope the motherfuckers do well in the future with whatever they got going on, but I'm not about to be over there for that shit. Derek Bailey said, facts, Trey. I was about to say the same thing. Forrest always had Shane Mosley's number. Yeah. Pecos Bill, okay, talking to Derek Bailey. Derek Bailey said, in my opinion, that is the reason Shane went pro as lightweight to avoid Vernon. Okay. I guess I can see that. Big Hen said the real Big Baby Anderson, future heavyweight champion. Yeah, Big Boys Boxing said, see, the famous Curtis Harper got a big upset over the giant Christian Thun on the weekend. Put the big man on his wallet in the third round. Yeah, I had saw the replays, the highlights and shit from the fight. I was surprised. I ain't gonna lie. I think Curtis Harper was like 13-8 going into the fight. I might have saw an amateur background for Thun. I can't really remember. I might not have seen one here. But I was kind of surprised to see Harper show up like that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was thinking he was a cur because he left the ring over his money. And he came back and showed everybody that, nah, nigga, y'all got me fucked up. I just wasn't getting paid how I was supposed to get paid. Nigga, I can fight. So, yeah, salute to Curtis Harper. Went out there and did what he had to do. Big Hen, okay, yeah, I got you, Jared Anderson. Big Hen say, I hate losing, bro. I never lose, goddamn me. I wish I could say that, man. I hate losing, bro. I'm very competitive. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a good loser, like I said, though. And plus, I don't mind giving other people credit. Like my boy, the Kane Dibbs, I wanted him to win the Champ Ross Championship bad. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that shit for him. Go out there and get that 5 stars on the scale. He came up short and got second place. That's still good. I'm proud of him. He went out there and got a silver medal.
Hey, he did that with 1 week less. So really, he could have just picked 3 fights in the first week correctly, and he wins. So
well, he missed not a week. He missed a day. We ain't gonna put cables on it now.
Okay, but, I thought he missed the whole week. My bad. I thought he missed that whole first week. I didn't know it was just a day.
He missed Friday, and it was fights on Friday and Saturday. So he just missed that Friday. He missed like 3 fights. But still, that was the difference in winning and losing because the motherfucker lost by 14 points. So if he could have just got 15 points out of them, he would have won by 1. Ms. Almond Brown said, please like the video if you haven't. Thank you. Definitely appreciate that. Charles D said, Wilder was hit niggas, but not top opposition. I got you, but not top opposition.
MZ, salute, bro. Derek Bailey, salute, bro. What's happening? Xavier the boxing nerd, salute, fam. What's happening?
And look, Charles D, that's what the historian been saying about Wilder, and I don't really have no problem with that. I have no problem with anybody analyzing the strength of schedule, but I just felt like the criticism was a little bit too much. I feel like he was getting criticism that other fighters don't get, and they did worse shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can sit up here and think about a bunch of shit. What Carlos Monzon did? Didn't Carlos Monzon kill his wife or some shit like that? So which one is worse? Deontay Wilder being a sore loser, Carlos Monzon killing his wife? Like, man, it's a lot worse shit that happened in boxing besides that glove gate shit with Wilder, man. Like, let's be 100 around here.
Hey, the thing I think about it is like that same criticism they give is the same type of criticism they used to give Tyson back in the day. You guys get, I think if you really, I mean, we could put Rocky Marciano on there and fight nobody. I mean, if you really want to sit there and nitpick everybody's schedule, I mean, low key, if you're a Fury fan, then what does that say about his schedule? His best win is over a bum, so or somebody with a weak schedule. So it kind of like it goes hand in hand. I just don't. I think people just don't realize how difficult it is to be a heavyweight champion of anything. So regardless of who you're fighting, when you're fighting people that size, they are professional boxers. These aren't cab drivers and all this bullshit we like to say about people's schedules and shit. These are professional fighters, and to do that, it's a rare task to the point. Like I said, there's only 1 or 2 real heavyweight champions, over certain time frames. So, like I said, we can nitpick everybody's schedule and stuff like that, but I mean, for the time period, like I said, he's number 2 heavyweight for this era. I mean, so I guess that's something to say when you just really came off the shelf and turned on boxing as kind of something you just decided this to do one day as a teenager. So, as a grown man. So it is what it is,
All right, Charles D said Vernon had his number in the amateurs, came up on them belts. I don't know what you mean by that second one. Winston Lee said to salute to you if I ain't said it already. He said to watch Wilder clean the motherfucker out with 1 shot with something to see. And the ladies be ready for action after they see it, goddamn. He said the chicks dig the long ball. But yeah, man, that shit was exciting, man. That fucking Wilder when he knocked out Brazil, that shit was beautiful. Wilder when he got the rematch against Stavern, that's a classic knockout right there, like for real. Both of them are classic. Yeah, that motherfucker Wilder, man. That rematch against Ortiz too, that was a nice one. One shot, one kill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit was exciting, man. Big boy,
Hey, what about the Stavern rematch?
yeah, I had said that one the second time.
Oh, I was over here trying to.
No, I think the first one I noticed was when he dropped. I don't know what that European dude's name was, but when he
Oh,
dropped and he was having
Spilka.
a no, not Spilka, the one before that, and he looked like he was having a seizure and he was kicking his legs and his arm was out.
That was Pilker, wasn't it?
No,
Yeah.
Spilka he just put to sleep and his girl was near the rope. That was another dude. I can't think of his name.
Mr. Fair You, salute, bro. What's happening? Hey, Spilka woke up. That motherfucker said he's still hit like a bitch.
Yeah.
Spilka
That
was
motherfucker don't
that
even hit
crazy.
hard.
Hey, Brazil too. Hey, he did Brazil dirty too, man. He put a motherfucking halo on Brazil.
Yeah, that was the first one I said. I
Yeah.
said Brazil, Stavern 2, and Ortiz 2.
Yeah, man. That was highlights.
One shot, one kill. Big Boys Boxing said, yes, Thun has an amateur background. Okay, it was something about him that made me skip past that fight, man, because I looked at it and considered betting on it, but I just kept it moving. So I don't remember what it was, though. Charles D said, I came late to Champ League. I'm taking it this go. Hold on now, brother. I'm taking momentum in the next season, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, this Champ Raw season right here, wrong place, wrong time. If y'all in there fucking with me this season, I am the prohibited favorite to go win first place this season, and I'm not trying to hear nothing. I'm the former champ, and I'm knocking out all bums.
Hey, you might got you and social scientists, but social scientists might got a little bit more minimum. He up here. He
Nah,
might got
his ass out of there. He flamed out. He flamed out at the end. Let me ask you this. How many times do you see a team lose the Super Bowl and get right back to the Super Bowl the next year?
It's a rarity.
Not
It's a
all.
rarity.
Yeah, that's a Super Bowl slump. I think they call it. Man, that man is his ass out of there. He gonna be lucky if he make the top 10 next season. That's my nigga. But I know that
hangover.
he put a lot of energy into this season right here, so it's gonna be hard for him to come back with something. You know what I'm saying? I got all my energy back because that's how it was for me. Like when I won season 10, when I came back for season 11, nigga, I came back flat. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm re-energized now. And I'm ready to come take over some shit.
Hey,
and then look, hold on, one more thing. I was supposed to win last season. If I didn't change my picks like 4 times and cost myself 55 points, I would have won. I would have won.
Hey, one more time, y'all want to get up in the league? The first week already started. It's coming up this weekend. It's already posted. Either put your picks in, or you can go to Facebook and join Fantasy Boxing Prediction League, and that's where all the fun be, man.
And don't get intimidated because I'm over here talking shit, man. It's all fun, man. We just over here making picks and having fun. Because I know some people they don't like to get for me to talk shit to them about their place on the list and all that kind of stuff. I mean, just come have fun, man. It's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And salute to Nick Harmon too, because that motherfucker, I gotta say, he the GOAT so far. He got a first place finish, 2 second place finishes, and he just got a third place finish. He edged me out by getting a late bonus. The man kept me from passing him on the list by getting a bonus. I gotta say, that was kind of clutch. You know what I'm saying? Because I was coming. I done leapfrog 4 niggas in 1 week.
Hey, like I said, I got 27. I ain't ashamed. There's 80 motherfuckers in there. You know what I'm saying? And I just put my picks in based on how I see it.
Yeah, straight up. You know, this is my inaugural season. I'm happy with the 12th place, but I'm gonna see what I can do next season.
Yeah, that was good. 12 place is good for your first season.
So come on over there, put your picks in, man. It's all fun. All the shit talking, all that is just for fun, man.
Yeah,
I know
that's all
I know everybody that come over here and rock with us, they placed in 25 or better, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it turns boxing into 52 weeks a year, man, because there's a lot of weekends I wouldn't probably even paying attention to no fights, but it'll lighten it back up for you. Every week you'll be locked in.
And I guarantee you this too, y'all. If y'all look up these fighters, y'all might see a few gems. You know what I'm saying? Some people y'all ain't never seen or heard of. You know what I'm saying? It might end up being a fan of that guy. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get some looks at some new up and coming fighters.
Yeah, man. I've been looking at some fighters. I've been looking at this guy named Alberto Puello at 140. He from the Dominican Republic. He was on the national team in the amateurs. I think Josh Taylor might have ducked that motherfucker. I know when he was undisputed, I think somebody said he was a mandatory and he was supposed to fight him, and he dropped the belt and shit. I thought he was just some guy. I didn't know that he was a slick and smooth operator. I didn't expect to go over there and see a Sweet Pea Whitaker looking motherfucker. But I think that Alberto Puello, he might be the best in the division. Just all pure skills. Man, that shit is pretty, man. It's gorgeous to watch. If y'all ain't watched Alberto Puello, man, go check him out.
And it ain't no crybabies over here. We eat our crow. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We pick some, we lose. We win some, we lose some, man. Because a lot of people come through this motherfucker making picks and talking shit. And when it's time to eat their crow, we don't see them no more. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to worry about that over here, man. You going to serve us crow, we going to serve you crow. And we going to talk shit and everything with it.
Oh, yeah. We talk shit, man, but we be pulling for our people for sure. I be wanting to see everybody do well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, man, y'all go check out Puello if y'all ain't seen him fight. That dude is a smooth operator.
You said Jesus?
His name is Alberto Puello.
Oh, Puello.
Puello. Yeah, he a smooth operator, man. Let me look in the chat a little bit. Xavier the Boxing there said, fair play to you. You're not the first to critique LaMotta for that fight. He was chastised for years afterwards, and Sugar Ray Robinson severed ties with him in the late 60s when retiring, but stayed in contact with him. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm the first to do anything. I ain't invented the wheel. I'm just saying if one motherfucker gonna get criticized, shit, let's criticize all of them that ain't done wrong. Xavier the Boxing there said Randy Turpin and Carmen Basilio. I don't even know what point you're making right there. Big Boys Boxing say hit the like, definitely would appreciate that. Charles D said 2 L's, both L's. I guess he's saying he's gonna give me an L on the Champ Ross or something. Xavier the Boxing there said you should look up Robinson versus LaMotta 4 radio broadcast. Ringside blow by blow commentary is on YouTube. All right. I only really be listening to Don Duffy with the old blow by blow commentary, but I have been wondering, have there been some other blow by blow commentary motherfuckers that was good back then? Charles D said can't knock Mike early. He fought 4 to 5 times a year. That's how he got his title shot. Can't knock Mike early. What Mike is he talking about? I don't even know what Mike the man talking about. He fought 4 to 5 times. Maybe he's talking about Mike Tyson. Xavier the Boxing there said flyweight champion from the 30s, Jackie Brown, ran over and killed a woman and was not punished. Big Hen said Fury's gloves were loaded, but Wilder a sore loser. Roddick's the champ say, well, damn. I didn't know Monzon killed his wife. Yeah, I saw a documentary on that motherfucker not that long ago. He was a great fighter, hell of a fighter. But he did kill his wife, though. But he was fighting Emil Griffin and a few motherfuckers. He's a cold dude. Mr. Fair, you salute to you. Big Boys Boxing said fanboys of a particular boxer tend to pick apart a rival's resume and point out the bad, but can't do it with the same energy for their guy. Got to simply laugh at those jerk off. Yeah, that's the way I am with it. I mean, this guy, the historian that I'm talking about, like he a real good historian, man. I'm not gonna take that away from him. I don't really get the sense that he a fanboy for anybody, but it just seems like he done latched on the water and like he just got his teeth just sunk in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he can do what he do, man, but it's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? I like Wilder. Like I said, hell, I lived in Alabama. Mr. Fair, you say salute to the chat. Xavier the Boxer Liakovich or something like that. I don't even know who that is. Xavier the Boxer said, okay, that's who Wilder had convulsing on the ground.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
I ain't never even heard of that motherfucker. I'm about to go check that out.
Yeah, you gonna have to look at that. That's crazy. I'm surprised. That's one of his signature knockouts. The dude looked like he was having a damn seizure when he dropped him. It looked crazy as hell.
Yeah, I gotta go check that out. Charles D said, I was at the Brazil fight, heard that punch. Sounded like a nigga shot an 88 Cutlass though in this motherfucker. Yeah, Big Hen said top 5. God damn it. I don't know what you're talking about. I know I'm top 5 on the Champ Ross for this season, and I had a bad season. So let's think about that. I had a bad season, and I'm top 5 dead or alive in this motherfucker. Y'all in trouble. Charles D said, I'm putting bread on it. I'm back, man. It don't take all that, man. I don't want you to lose and be mad at me because you done lost the bet and lost the goddamn Champ Ross. That wouldn't even be fair. I'm a seasoned Champ Ross champion, former champion, and I'm going against a man the first year. That's like taking candy from a baby. I'm not gonna even do you like that. I got a little sense for being fair. Big boys boxing say got a flock. I we appreciate you coming through. We're gonna get with you. Gil Cole said I already talked to Champ Ross. I'm guaranteed to win this season. He said he done greased a few palms. Charlie said I'm back, champ. We putting bread up. We ate up. All right. Big Hen said King of Kings 12th place ain't bad. No, 12th place is pretty goddamn good. I think this season we had like 70 people off in there or something. So yeah, top 12, Sweet 16.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, Sweet 16. The motherfucker went out there and handled his business. He has got a couple of things that he got to clean up. You know what I'm saying? Big Hen said Alberto a beast, my boy. Yeah, Alberto Puello was a beast, man. I had no idea. When I saw the name, I thought he was just some random Latino fighter that Josh Taylor probably wouldn't have no trouble beating. But looking at his skills and the fact that he's a southpaw, I think that's gonna give Taylor some problems, man. Because when you got southpaw against southpaw, that's like orthodox against orthodox. All the lanes are open for the jabs and shit. So I think that Josh Taylor will have problems. I can see him getting hit with a lot of routine punches in that fight. You know what I'm saying? The dude got skills, man. Josh Taylor, out of his wins, he ain't fought nobody like Puello. Like, I respect Josh Taylor wins. He got a win over Alvin Baranchis. That was a good win. He got a win over Victor Postal. That's a good win, but he ain't no Puello. Good win over Jose. What's that Ramirez boy? Is it Jose Ramirez? That 154 and 11 Olympian. That was a good win, but he don't fight like Puello. Riga's Prograde, that's a good win too, but he don't fight like Puello. I think Puello is slicker than these other motherfuckers that they've been fighting, that he been fighting. You know what I'm saying? Charlie said, "Nah, I put bread up when I'm in the league." All right. Charlie said, "Champ, no, I match niggas just to throw more in." So you been putting money into the tournament, but you ain't been participating. I mean, I appreciate you supporting the tournament and stuff, man. But yeah, man, go ahead and get up in there, man. I want everybody to get in the tournament, though, man. Everybody that's in here right now. Xavier the boxing nerd. Can we get you in the tournament if you still off in here? You got a whole bunch of boxing knowledge. I know that you said you ain't no prophet. I know you said you ain't no psychic. But I would like to see you get off in there and make some picks and let's see where you stand with this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. But I done called up in the chat and shit.
I think you would do well too, Xavier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My boy Gil Cole's got to come back with something. He fell from grace.
Yeah, that's why a lot of motherfuckers that fuck with us is thinking motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Thinking individuals, common sense kind of motherfuckers. Don't fall for anything. They did do well, man. Especially if you go look it up. Like Trey X say, he fucked with the box, right? But you know, the eye test, the film study too. The fights don't be till Friday and Saturday, so you got a week because most of the time put them up on a Monday or a Sunday.
See, me, I can't really look at film because the film make me eat crow. I get to thinking I see something. And I didn't notice that I don't give a damn how good that you know boxing. It's hard to look at two styles and know who gonna win consistently for a long time. Because, bro, we be seeing fighters, we be seeing Hall of Fame fighters that can't predict the winner. They know boxing better than all of us put together, but they get their picks wrong all the time.
A lot.
So yeah, so I think it's just more, it's better to go to BoxRec and look at the data. Look at who they've been fighting and shit against. Look at the activity and stuff like that. I think that's a more clearer indicator of who gonna win.
We showed been serving the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world, goddamn Andre Wards, Timothy Bradley. We've been serving them a lot of crow.
Yeah, square business.
Straight up.
Gil Cole said he tied with you, Marlo.
Yeah, we was tired, man. Locked in. Hey, I'm cool with my standings though. I'm cool with my standings. Ain't the best. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker can do better. Motherfucker can sit down and go look up some of these guys. But I just basically pick off the record, man. And I've been right there in the middle of the pack. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, that's above the
I
middle of
know.
the pack,
I'll
bro.
tell y'all one thing that hurt me and probably hurt Gil too. Is we be trying to find underdog fights. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just picking the favorite. You feel what I'm saying? So that's probably one thing that hurt it.
Yeah, I pick underdogs too. Like I pick Bivol over Canelo. I picked Opataya last week. That's one reason why I came back barnstorming with first place, because I picked Opataya and everybody picking Maurice Bradis.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get out there. Matter of fact, I picked that Wallace to beat Chevalier last week too. That was a big one. Everybody picked Chevalier except for me and D-Lo. And that's one reason why we got first place. So yeah, I'm gonna find them underdogs too.
And then we got some fights that we might get cheated. You know what I'm saying? We might not get the fair end of the stick kind of shit. But you know what I'm saying? We still up in the middle of the pack. I think that's good, man. 27 out of 80, 25 out of 80. You definitely right there.
Yeah, man, I didn't even want to bring that up about the corruption and the injustice. But yeah, my, my buddy Kane, he was the beneficiary of some corruption. But I'm gonna go and throw that out the window, and I'm just gonna say he was the better man for the season. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
So we face a lot of that. Shit, a lot of times we still pick the fighter that we think we gonna win, even though we know we finna be hit with corruption. We gonna be hit with motherfucking what you call them little clauses in the contract, weight drains, and all kind of shit be happening.
Hometown decision. Bullshit.
Hometown decisions, and we still, you know what I'm saying, pick the skills, no matter how the outcome. And got to eat crow doing it too.
Yeah, I'm changing that up though, nigga. I'm not picking against some hometown fighters and shit no more, nigga. The first place I look, where they fighting at? Like this fight this weekend, y'all. We got an interesting fight this weekend on Friday. It's Danielito Cerrilla fighting against Arnold Barbosa. Arnold Barbosa is a good fighter, man. He got a win over damn, what's the name of the dude? Alex Salcedo. Alex Salcedo, he got a win over Lenny Zapapilla. That was one of the first action fights that me and Marlo called together. That was a straight up blood and guts war. Lenny Zapapilla versus Alex Salcedo. But this guy, Arnold Barbosa, he got an amateur background, got a little bit of style to him, a little bit of skills to him. He a little too squared up for me. He stand up straight. He present a big target. He a little basic to me. I'm not gonna lie. He like 26-0 with 10 knockouts. He a decent fighter though. He got like 4.5 stars on BoxRec, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they justified, especially with the win over Salcedo. But this guy that he going against, Danielito Zorrilla, he is a 4.5 on my scale. He is a Pan American Games bronze medalist. He got all kind of amateur accolades. He got uh fuck, I forgot what the hell I was about to say, but he got a pretty good style to him. He done fought some okay guys. This is like a step up for him, but he's still like a 4.5 star guy on BoxRec. Matter of fact, both of them are 4.5 star guys going against each other. But this the thing though. The fight is in Temecula, California. Barbosa, he is from he from Los Angeles. So he like how far is Temecula from Los Angeles, bro? Like 2 hours?
You know, or a little less.
Okay, so he like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where the fight about to take place. So he the hometown guy, the way I see it. I just hope Zareel get an opportunity to win the fight, man, because I looked at the numbers and the offensive numbers actually favor Zareel. And if the defensive numbers slightly favor Barbosa, but overall the advantage goes to Zareel. And if you look at the average number of stars that their opponents got on BoxRec, both of them got 2.3s as far as their strength of schedule. So the strength of schedule has pretty much been congruent, and I see a slight advantage in the numbers for Zareel. So I think he got a chance to win the fight. I would like to pick him, but I don't know if he gonna get a decision in Temecula going against somebody from Los Angeles.
That's a casino too. Hey, Napoleon, salute, bro. What's happening?
Yeah, they at Pachonga. Salute to my boy Napoleon, man. What's going down? Uh, Where I'm at. Moody Trayweather, what's up, bro? Salute. Say Hall of Fame fighters don't know shit about boxing. They sure be getting their picks wrong.
Moody Trayweather, salute, bro.
Yeah, they damn sure get their picks wrong. Xavier the boxing there said, I don't know because I haven't got enough will to watch modern boxing or even analyze the records. I wait out for the big fight, and if I hear of a real good fight, I try to check it out after the fact. I actually think that you would like this because you're a natural competitor. I know that you like to come through on the trivia and win your championship. I think you got you like 2 championships. So I know that you're a competitor. Once you get up in there and you start making picks and you start winning or people beating your ass, I know that you're going to want to come back and do better. And you will learn a lot about the upcoming fighters. You'll learn about fighters that don't get a lot of attention, that don't get a lot of opportunities. You find some gems like Lenny or Pero that I've been talking about. And like I said, you just get a chance to test your skills against other people that are also knowledgeable. And one thing I like about it too, man, the Champ Ross is harder than betting because in Champ Ross, you have to make a pick on every fight. When you betting, you get a chance to pick and choose what you want to bet on. So you get a chance to go choose the cream of the crop. It's a lot easier. So I like the Champ Ross. I consider that my amateur background before I started betting. And I'm a 5-star motherfucker too, because I got me a Champ Ross gold medal. That's why y'all see that gold medal next to my name on the screen.
I knew it was something about that motherfucker, man. I just didn't want to say
Oh,
it.
this dude.
I still owe this motherfucker. He's so losing, but he's still glow when he win. Look at him. That nigga glows like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Charles D said, I'm going to do it this year. Now I'm home, all right, man. He said, make it more interesting. It do make it interesting, bro. And it give you some skin in the game for free. You know what I'm saying? And plus, at the end of the season, if you win first place, it get you a few $100. I mean, just for making picks on boxing, and you didn't have to put nothing in the pot.
Yeah, some YouTube channels on there too, man. It's nice to get that feeling of somebody make a whole channel about predictions and shit, and you be killing them in the Champ Ross.
A dairy pennant. Salute, welcome to the gym if your first time. He got a good question. He said, can heavyweight boxing be popular like the NFL or basketball or baseball in America if it was pushed properly? What y'all think about that?
I don't think so, man. Times have changed, man. Like back in the day, boxing was a family sport. Families sit down around the TV, black and white, watch the big fights. They watch Joe Louis and stuff like that. The older, you could find older women that were Joe Louis fans. You know what I'm saying? To that shit. But the way society is, man, everybody's so goddamn sensitive. If folks want to sit around the TV and watch a blood sport, motherfuckers out there leaking blood all over the place, getting fucked up. I think the way society is, man, they're not going to accept that. It's too much competition. Basketball, like you said, football, baseball, the MMA. Back in the day when boxing was on top, shit, boxing was the king. I mean, baseball and all that shit was starting up, but it wasn't established the way it is now. Boxing go back a long way. That was America's pastime for the most part. But today, man, it's too many options, man. It's too much shit to do. It's too much shit to watch. I think boxing is going to stay like a niche sport. I think it's going to have a strong community of diehard people, but I can't see it taking over as like a mainstream sport. You know what I'm saying? No matter how it's marketed. That's just my opinion.
Hey, that's a good point, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hey,
I mean to cut you off on the first time. My bad.
Yeah, the problem is like you said, Trace, is well, here's one thing. The best athletes for heavyweight, none of them are fighting. It's like getting your brains bashed out. There's too many other ways that they can use their athletic abilities to make money. So one, automatically you ain't gonna have the best athletes in heavyweight. And I think the funny part, like I said, I think like he says, it's as society is moving forward, combat sports period is slowly dragging away. I mean, we talk about the UFC, but I've been noticing that the popularity is kind of shrinking a little bit with that too. So, you know, that it's just like the society just not, you know, it ain't, you know, especially the fellas, because a lot of the fans are going to be guys, you know, of course there's girls in there, whatever, but you know, these guys didn't really grow up in like a physical lifestyle or, you know, fighting and all that being interesting to them. So, they're video game land. So I just don't think it's just going to be popular like that in America. Like you said, it's way too many options. It's like going to Las Vegas and trying to, you're going to go to different casinos. You ain't going to just go to the same place over and over again.
Hey, I agree, but I think that the main thing it got to do with that participation trophy shit. Like a lot of people don't want to see a motherfucker fight no more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to talk it out. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to settle their differences with their hands. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to shoot it out. So I think that that participation trophy thing probably got a lot to do with it. Because in boxing, you got a winner and a loser. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gonna shake the next man's hand and salute him and all that kind of shit, but he ain't finna get no participation trophy after that. He gonna be talking about is getting his ass whooped, getting knocked out, or getting schooled out of class. You know what I'm saying? I think that, that's
Yep.
why a lot it ain't gonna be in a lot of households because a lot of households is like to keep up with the Joneses, they followers. You know what I'm saying? So that participation shit is gonna be the reason why they ain't gonna like boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's a combat sport. They ain't gonna look at it how everybody else look at it. It's self defense. You being able to handle yourself versus another man. You know what I mean? Like they respect UFC. In UFC, you get to kick a motherfucker in the leg, choke a motherfucker out, and all that shit. They respect this more than the motherfucking sweet science. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna be a big reason that the heavyweight, that the art of the knockout, is gonna be secondary. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like you said to the diehards more than it will be to the casuals. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have to be pumped into the casuals' head with these commercials and these highlights and all that kind of shit. Then welcomed.
Yeah, then the time that the shit come on, it be so late. It almost feel like it's coming on at a time when it's time to send the kids to bed. Yeah, by the time the main event come on, it's like 11 o'clock or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't feel like it's being marketed towards like a family environment where everybody sit around the TV and check out the fights. But I like what King said too about the athletes, not just heavyweight. The best athletes are not going to boxing for the most part. Like imagine if Russell Westbrook was a boxer. I think that shit would be interesting as fuck. Like I am interested to see what Russell Westbrook could have done as a fighter. I think he got the mentality. I think he got the athleticism. I think he could have done some amazing shit if he had, like, if he was in a different time to where instead of having basketball as an option, he had to go to boxing. And that's what we had back in the day. Folks didn't have that many options, especially black people. You know what I'm saying? You had to go to boxing or go to the railroads or some goddamn where. But we don't have that type of situation today. We got options, man. The best athletes are going to the NFL, the NBA, everywhere except for boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big part.
And
Yeah,
also,
boxing's money's not the same either, man. That's the other big thing. Like right now, you could be an NBA player if you could be the 10th dude on the bench and be making 10 million a year. I mean, so it's like, or go get beat up. I mean, so yeah, it's just like Marlo was saying, man. This partition, nah, you know what I blame it? Soccer killed everything, man. When soccer got popular, it ruined sports. Period. That shit is boring as hell. You can get ties, but everybody act like it's something amazing. Like that's the type of shit that excites people. So it's just that it's just not the same anymore.
but hey, well, we also could think about it because what he said kind of was interesting. The way he said pushed. Like if it was broadcast like basketball broadcast, you know what I'm saying? They make storylines to basketball, football, and baseball. It's always a storyline. You know what I'm saying? And to boxing, it's a bunch of storylines. Like they don't talk about these kids past and amateur come ups unless it's they superstars. You know what I'm saying? All these kids had a past. All these kids got a story. You know what I'm saying? All of them. If they pushed them and put them on TV and sold their story like they do in the other sport, I think it might not be the top notch, but I think it'll be right there. I think a lot of more people would tune in to these guys' stories because a lot of people would relate.
Well, I think boxing it being structurally built incorrectly also is a huge hurdle. You have a situation like really think about what sport do you have 4 or 5 champions in the same? I mean, it's just and then on top of that, like we cannibalize each other. Like we don't even realize like you might not like a certain football team, but you don't say, oh, they're complete garbage. It's like you'll be like, man, damn, like them motherfuckers hard. Like you'll really size like things up in other sports, but it's just like structurally boxing the way it's set up. Too many belts. It's controlled by too many different organizations. Like if you play in the NFL, guess what? Whatever
Right?
network they go to, you play. there. You know what I'm saying? NBA, same thing. You're unified. There is no secondary league or no secondary division. So those obstacles, just the structure of way boxing is, there would have to be some massive reforms in it to make it better. But it just, without that, I just don't see how it could be, even if they pushed it, because PBC a few years ago tried to really make it more mainstream, showing fights, again, 2-3 million people to watch it on ABC and stuff like that, and then you see what happened. So that would.
And then another thing for me. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna ask. I want to ask everybody.
Well, hold on. Let me say what I'm gonna say before you ask the question. I think they need to start marketing it towards the young people again too. Like back in the day, man, they had the Olympics and shit on TV. So you got kids watching this shit. They aspiring to be like this. Now when we see big fights, we don't see big fights until a guy is like 30. Because that's the way it is. The Olympics ain't on TV no more. It's hard to find that shit. I mean, I know it's on TV, but it ain't like it was back in the day. A lot of these tournaments, hell, they used to have the Golden Gloves on TV back in the day. All city championships and all that shit. That shit was on TV. We don't have that shit no more. Now when we see a fighter, by the time he make it to pay-per-view, that motherfucker like 30. This sport is not built for young fighters like it used to be. It's really built for the older, more established guys, because they the ones that's making money, and they the ones that's being shown on TV in the big spots, like the pay-per-views and shit. We not getting 20-year-olds on pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to start marketing the sport to the young people again. Put the Olympics and put the amateur tournaments back on TV and give the kids a chance to grow up with the fighters. That be one reason why folks love people so much. Like my mom, she loved Michael Jackson because she grew up with Michael Jackson. My mom is like 57. You know what I'm saying? Give these kids a chance to grow up with the fighters and get inspired by the young fighters and inspired to want to be like them. Go ahead, bro.
Yep, they follow that storyline. Man. They get attached. Hey, but no, my question was then, if they made one belt, you know what I'm saying, and everybody was under one promotional company, do you think it would have a better chance of competing with the mainstream sports?
Yeah, because it would make it simpler and easier to understand. Everybody can know who the champion is. The rankings would make more sense, I would think. You know what I'm saying? Simplicity is good, man. Like a very complex sport. Like we think about a sport that's hard to understand, like badminton or some shit. I ain't never played that shit. It looked complicated to me. So that make me not even want to fuck with it. And I see a little bit of that in boxing. Cause like people, they talk to me about boxing, they ask me stuff, and they say, well, this dude the champion, right? And I'll be like, well, no. Like they talk about Tank Davis. I say, well, no, he ain't. He got a belt, but he the regular champion. The super champion was Josh Taylor and stuff like that. And they were like, what? Hold on. So what's a regular championship? How is he the regular and this dude the super? Like they don't be in that shit. So I think if it was one belt, one sanctioning body, it's easy to understand and people will latch on to it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. It's confusing as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't never watched the Super Bowl and be like the loser, like, well, that's the regular champ. I was like, it just sounds dumb when you have to explain it to people. You just like, well, what about what's his name? And I seen he had a bunch of belts, and it's just like it's just like I said, they got to clean it up. And you see what happens when you put everything under one hat like that. So you have a unified message. You won't have different networks trying to undermine stuff. You won't be seeing fights. You eliminate situations like, even though this is smaller weights, like the Terrence Crawford, but let's go back to heavyweights. You will eliminate the Anthony Joshua Wilder debacle. They would have had to fight. Otherwise, neither one of you dudes are a champion. Like, you would have to fight. So when you streamline the event where you like people aren't arguing about, like, we're not thinking about who's the best. We're gonna literally see it. That's what happens in UFC. UFC, if you're number 8 and you want to get number 5, guess what? Boom, you got that fight. Go fight them next week. You call them out. They're sitting ringside. Like right now, last week, and I saw the champion. He's sitting there. The dude they want him to fight that just got a big win. He's top 10. He's sitting in the audience. Okay, that fight's about to happen next. There wasn't no discussion. They didn't have to think about it. This is the champion. If you want a shot at the champion, you have one dude you can fight. Not 3, 4, 5, and then try to put your name in a history book with it.
Square business, man. That's called, and we can get stuff like that done because that's called strong centralized leadership. We don't have that often in boxing because we don't have a single governing body. So just looking at that, you have to say a house divided cannot stand. You know what I'm saying? So it would definitely be better if there were like some unity as far as the leadership in boxing. What you think, bro? That was your question.
Nah, I think it'll help. It'll help it, man. Like boxing got a lot of things that's fucking up the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like even some of the motherfucking boxing commentators or people that report on the sport, like they so biased that they taken away. You know what I'm saying, from other shine. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be. It don't have to be that way. Like you can have a fighter and you favor a fighter, you can still give the other fighter his flowers. You know what I'm saying? You can still put something out there about him that, you know what I'm saying, other people can appeal. You know what I mean? Can appeal to. And motherfuckers be fucking that up because of the biases, man. Not just YouTube. I'm talking about on regular TV. HBO did it. ESPN still doing it. I mean, Fox don't do it as much, but the Zone do it. Like all this motherfucking corruption is really a hurt to the sport. You know what I mean? I think if they did break it down that way and come down to one sanctioning body, one belt, and everybody was up under one umbrella, one promotional company, like motherfuckers can go anywhere and fight anybody. Ain't no hate under one televised thing. I think it'll be better, man. It might not be more viewed than the NFL, NBA, but it definitely be up there as far as ratings if it was done that way.
That is something that I like about the Zone, though. I know you said the Zone be on their bullshit. I guess ain't nobody perfect, you know what I'm saying? But I like the fact that they're willing to promote other promotional companies' fights. Like I've been seeing them show shit about Errol Spence and Crawford. They've been talking to Danny Garcia. I remember when Danny Garcia was gonna fight Errol Spence, they was doing little interviews and shit talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Even though that was a fight that didn't have anything to do with them, that was something that I like about them. I know they do they fuck shit. I know Eddie Hearn downplaying the Waters, not Wilder, but Crawford and Spence fight, saying that Canelo and Golovkin is bigger because that's what he's supposed to do. He the promoter. But I do like the way the network do they highlights, and I like the way that they're willing to shed light on big fights that's taking place on other networks. I think all the networks should take their example on that,
Yeah,
especially them highlights.
I just think the thing about that, I mean, no, it shouldn't be a given. Like, what other sport do you that? Okay, promotion. There's two ways to promote something, right? You can promote it negatively or positive. If your fight already by nature is better, you don't need to promote it by saying another fight ain't better. Like you just, hey, this is a given. Like you don't see the NFL saying, "Oh, don't watch the AFL because blah 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 because they're whack." And that's no. We the NFL. This is what we doing. We the NBA. This is what we doing. We not pointing to another broadcast to boost us up by saying how terrible they are. So that's like it's just a lazy way to promote. It just like if the like you shouldn't even have to mention another fight. But a lot of boxing is based on clout chasing, talking a bunch of mess about, downgrading other situations, which in the end degrade the whole sport. A lot of it stayed on pay-per-view too long because when you put it on pay-per-view, you automatically turn into a niche. To be honest, think about TV right now. A lot of us don't even have regular television. Like, so you're trying to generate the youthful group, like you said. Like, they could have had all those Olympic fights on YouTube. Or just think about the Errol Spence fight that came on in the middle of the Olympics a few years ago, and they said 6 million people watched that fight. Well, it got watched because it was on during the Olympics, and there's a lot of people that watched that. So, like you said, promote those younger fighters, bring them up like that's an amateur league, like it is, and then showcase them in the regular boxing. And people, they already got fan bases. You know what I'm saying? They already got people, and then make it realistic that you might actually see fights happen. You might, oh yeah, you got beat in the, dude got beat in the amateurs, but in the pro, he about to bring a whole nother thing, and then you bring the narrative, and then they actually fight. But boxing, like I said, it just got too many situations that stop the main basis of the competition. You can't have a competitive league where nobody of significant fights each other on a regular basis, where you're praying and wishing and you're trying to reinvent some blueprint that is like a one-time thing.
Okay, I got you. I'm jumping the chat. Napoleon Armstrong, salute to you. Charles D say talking to Champ. Xavier the boxing nerd said, I'm gonna look into this Barbosa versus Aria fight and make a pick. That's a good fight right there, bro. I think you're gonna enjoy that motherfucker. Moody Treyweather say, has anyone seen Frank Martin fight? Yeah, we just saw him fight this past weekend. He fought against Jackson Marinez, the guy that got robbed against Rolly Romero. He got stopped in the 10th round against Frank Martin. Jackson Marinez was coming off a layoff. It was like a year layoff, and he came in on short notice, but he gave a decent account of himself. But you could just see the difference in skills, especially when Marinez started getting tired and slowing down, and his technique started to deteriorate. That's when Frank Martin started fucking him up, and he got him out of there in 10. Let me scroll down. Big Hen, y'all laughing. Yeah, I guess y'all talking about my gold medal. Charlie said, you ain't shit, nigga. Fuck that medal. I'm the champ, and I'm knocking out all bums, nigga. Hey, it's hard to win one of them medals. You win one of them medals, nigga, you're saying something. That's why all these motherfuckers keep on ducking this shit, nigga. They know it ain't easy to beat that boy Treggs up on TV, nigga. Moody Treyweather said boxing equals barbecue days back then. Absolutely, man. I used to love big fight days, man. I always talk about it, but Oscar De La Hoya versus Felix Trinidad, that was like my first big fight when I actually understood boxing, because I was boxing at that time. And that was just a great atmosphere, man. Had a little fight party and shit. Watched the fight, talk shit. Went to the gym after the fight, talking shit to the Mexicans, and knew soon as I walk in the door, talking that shit, and knew. Moody Treyweather said it was a holiday to watch Roy Jones. Yeah, that shit brought the family together, man. I talk about how the boxing ain't a family thing. Roy Jones was a family thing. Nigga, my family, we gonna get together on Saturday and we gonna watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be co-signing that shit, Big Hen, man. Xavier the boxing there said, I believe boxing could get back to where it was in the late 90s again. If they make the fights consistently for a decade or so. I still don't, even where it was in the 90s, I don't know if that can compete with the current state of the NFL and NBA. Like, that shit is on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this social media. Rod S. Champ said, coming into the 1900s, boxing and horse racing were the biggest sports in the United States, square business. That's why the first superstars in the world came from boxing. Motherfuckers, the first movie stars and shit. James J. Corbett and shit like that. Big Hen said boxing is not united per se because you got PBC, Top Rank, Golden Boy, and others. They don't see the big picture for the sport. So no for me. I'm with you on that, bro. Napoleon said former Carolina Panther would have been a hell of an MMA fighter grappler. Oh, you talking about Steve Smith? Yeah. He got that mentality. I would have liked to see Allen Iverson as a fighter too. I would have been interested because he was a tough motherfucker. Right next to Champ, I would have liked to see Dennis Rodman too with them long ass arms. You know what I'm saying? Right next to Champ said, what non-boxing pro athlete do y'all believe would have been heavyweight champion if they pursued boxing as a youngster? I would probably lean towards Kevin Garnett, me personally. I think he could have been like a Deontay Wilder. He was a naturally strong guy, tall, got long arms.
Yeah, freakish athlete.
Freakish athlete, got the mentality. He was mean as a motherfucker, mean as a snake. I would say Kevin Garnett. Who you would say?
It's on some old school shit, but I probably would like a Ben Wallace. I think Ben Wallace could have scrapped it if he really wanted to be a fighter for real, because he was nasty.
Yeah, he was mean. Yeah. What about you, bro?
Oh man, that's a hell of a motherfucker. Heavyweight.
Yeah.
What about Oakley? Charles Oakley. I think he would have been a monster.
Yeah, Rasheed Wallace got the frame too. So I like the guys that's like a little bit more slim, because they look more like boxers, you know what I'm saying? So I probably lean toward like a Rasheed Wallace, Kevin Garnett, maybe even a Kobe too, because Kobe the type of guy that want to study his craft, and he the type of guy that's gonna wake up at 4 a.m. and train. I probably can trust Kobe more than any of them. So I'm gonna change my list. I'm gonna put Kobe number 1. I'm gonna put Kevin Garnett number 2, and then I'm gonna put Rasheed Wallace number 3. Ron made in the chat. Salute the hyphy, man. What's going down? I lost my spot. Let me find my spot.
Hypey, salute, bro.
Big Hen said it seems like participation trophies. Goddamn, man, that's what it is. Hyphy talking about hashtag new media or no media. All right. I ain't no goddamn media. I ain't trying to break no news and shit. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Nigga, I'm here to talk shit and serve crow and kick a nigga in his ass with these picks. Shit, that's what I'm about. So fuck the media. I ain't part of none of that shit. Derek Bailey said they used to have boxing in schools. Also, they had boxing in high school, and the college boxing leagues were bigger back then. Like it was a big deal if you was an all-American boxer. When the last time y'all heard that a motherfucker was an all-American boxer? Y'all ain't even heard that shit because they don't say that shit no more because folks ain't fighting in college like it was back then. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's part of it too. Big Hen said, and stop making it all about money. Yeah. Big Hen said, push the sport more promotion-wise. Yeah, can't never have too much promotion. Yeah, they don't be promoting enough. It done been too many times it been a top-ranked fight. We be like, God damn, are they even promoting the fight? I ain't seen no commercial. I ain't seen no post on YouTube. I ain't seen no videos. I ain't seen nothing. But they say
they don't have to. They don't have to because they're getting prepaid. So it's kind of like they don't care. Like it don't matter how the fight do. They already they like that ESPN contract. They was just already getting the money. It's stupid. But some of these people, like to be honest, like I said, this will kind of would burn me up about Bud and stuff. Like how you paying somebody to promote you and they are openly talking trash about you. Like that's like what sport that happened where you didn't seen a football agent coming out be like, yeah, he a good running back, but this fool be fumbling. Like what you get fired instantly, but only in boxing can you get away with something like that and control half the boxers in the game.
Yeah. Rod as the champ said, I believe Triller was on to something. Having music performances at the fights would appeal to the young people. Yeah, but the only thing is you're gonna risk losing your bread and butter. The hardcore fight fans don't give a fuck about no music performance at the fight. We was ready for that shit to be over with. Nigga, get these motherfuckers off the goddamn stage, man, and let's see some fights. I don't even.
Jay-Z tried that first too, so that wasn't the first time anybody did that, and that shit flopped.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. See, like the average boxing fan, I'm gonna say is in his 40s. That would be my guess. So it's like an older demographic. So if we do too much to please the younger people, you gonna fuck off your bread and butter, and that's the middle-aged motherfuckers. They don't give a damn about no concert with the baby and little baby and young boy or whatever the fuck them folks' name are. Big Hen said they put the bullshit fight on ESPN and Fox for free. Cut it out, goddamn me. Big Hen said there were literally 3 heavyweight champs. That's crazy, yeah. Hyphy said, as a boxing fan, I've thrown in the towel as far as trying to contribute to and help the sport. Stream every blood league thing and be a fanboy of none. That is something that I'll be seeing people do too. I be thinking it's kind of weird though. Like, let's say it's a fight that's coming up. Like, let's say it's a Earl Spence fight. I'll see Crawford fans come in and say, don't buy it, stream it. And it be both ways. Like all the fighters, whoever the competition for the fighter is, like a fighter that want to fight or something like that, like some kind of opposition in the media, they be like, don't buy the fight, stream the fight. I just think that's some weird shit. Like, why do you even care so much? Like to me, that's fanboy for real. Like you care so much about this fighter, his potential rivals' numbers bother you. So if you a Crawford fan, if Earl Spence go out there and sell 250,000 buys or some shit, that bother you as a Crawford fan. Like that shit's weird as fuck to me, man. Xavier the boxing there said, once you start watching boxing, you have to memorize the alphabet bodies if you want to be able to make heads or tails of what people are talking about. Yeah, I don't never buy into that though, bro. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't never come in here talking about no mandatories. I don't talk about the belts at all. Like I don't give a fuck, and I do just fine. Nigga, I keep up with boxing just fine without that shit. Xavier the boxing nerd. Okay, I read that. Big Hen said bad promotion from the networks. A Diary Pennant said PBC plus Top Rank plus Showtime plus Triller equals should just join forces, team up, merge. Boxing makes sense for boxing. I think it makes sense, man. That shit too much like right. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't trying to sacrifice their money, man. Cause yeah, I guess the motherfuckers make more money being apart. Because if they made money just fine being together, made more money, it seemed like they would. So obviously they making more money being apart. And if that's what it is, it's gonna stay like that. Ivy said, remember when No Limit and Cash Money couldn't do collaborations with each other? That's modern day boxing for us. Yeah, Napoleon said he like Oakley. He said he like Zebo too. That's a good one. I guess, yeah, I think he's talking about Zach Randolph. I don't know if he got the frame though. Like I like the guys with the long arms and shit, man. I know that they all got long arms, but like in relation to your weight, it don't seem like he built like a Kevin Garnett and all them guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you talking about wiry bodies, them wiry.
Yeah, like that Hitman Hearn shit, that Wilder shit. That's the kind of shit that I done seen work in boxing a lot. You know what I'm saying? Them tall, wiry, long arm motherfuckers. Big Hen said LeBron James, 6'8", 260, 7-foot wingspan. That ain't a bad option. Shit, motherfucker LeBron, probably the best athlete to ever come through that motherfucker. I know he put in a lot of time and shit, working on his craft. He kind of like a Kobe. So yeah, I can see LeBron. I just don't know if he mean. That's the only thing that worried me about him. I don't know if he got that in him. You know what I'm saying?
That nastiness.
Yeah, I know Russell Westbrook got that. That's why he was like one of the first person I said. I know Kevin Garnett got that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about LeBron, but athletically, hell yeah. Napoleon said Malone would split your wig. Karl Malone? I don't know if I go to Karl Malone, man.
Yeah, the church picnic.
Motherfucker. Adari Penny said, what about adding cheerleaders in the boxing? They already got the ring card girls out there doing their thing. They have girls on the stage and shit for the weigh-ins and all that. I think cheerleaders would look goofy as a motherfucker, man. Some hoes, well, I can't say that, but some women with pom-poms and shit outside the ring cheering. Go blue corner. Like, no, I can't see that shit, bro. That shit sound goofy. What y'all think? Y'all want some cheerleaders at the fights, or y'all cool with the ring card girl?
Yeah, I'm cool with the ring cheerleader. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nah, we got female.
No
Man, look,
cheerleaders.
it's not about females, man. That's that like it's just the event nature is just not the same, man. Like, there was a time frame people would show up, you get there a week early and there'd be this whole build up. And it wasn't just like it'd be on all TV, like everything. Like you would see it on everything. It just don't happen like that now,
Yeah. Napoleon said Randolph got the attitude. He definitely do got the attitude. I just don't know if he got the frame, but yeah, he got the attitude. Xavier the boxing there say you still know the difference between the WBA, WBO, WBC, and IBF. Some people will be instantly turned off hearing the different belts starting with the letters WB. I got you. I mean, I guess I know the difference. What's the difference between the motherfuckers? I'm gonna tell you this is what I think about the belts. I think the WBC is the oldest one. Am I right or wrong? Or is it the WBA? Was the WBA the NBA back in the day?
The WBA is the first belt.
Yeah,
Okay,
first one.
because it used to be the NBA, and then the WBC, and then the IBF, right?
Yep. The
And,
WBO is the last belt. But yep.
and WBO is whatever Bob orders, right? And that's all I know. Shit, that's all I feel like I need to know.
Hell yeah, whatever Bob ordered, huh?
Yeah. Almond Brown said, laughing, talking about, let me get my cheerleading outfit out the closet, goddamn me. Napoleon Armstrong talking about loop dancers. F them cheerleaders. Yeah, let me get them the ring card girls. Big Hen said, no, I like the ring card girls too, bro. Yeah. I like that top rank ring card girl, man. I think y'all know which one I'm talking about. The sister.
Ooh, Lord.
She been holding it down for a few years too, man. She been holding it down ever since me and Marlo been doing YouTube. You know what I'm saying? She got some longevity. Big Hen said it's about the fight, my guy. Yeah, it's about the fight. That's what it's about. Because when we talked about boxing being number one in the game back in the day, it wasn't because of cheerleaders. I mean, they just had the action, they had the exposure, they had the mentality as far as the consumers, because everybody was just hard nosed and tough back then to gravitate towards some shit like that. Hell, these days they say that you're wrong if you tell your son he don't need to be wearing pink and playing with Barbie dolls. They wasn't like that back in the day. So that's what worried me. I wouldn't even be surprised if they start crying about boxing in the next few decades and saying that it's too violent and they need to get it off of TV, man. I ain't bullshitting. I won't even be surprised, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen too, where they start doing that shit. Like you said, we live. Look, man, society was a little more. We were a little more masculine back then. Like I said, I know kids right now that they made it to 25 years old, ain't never been in a fight before. I'll be looking like, what the fuck? Like that's how you relate in life. What the hell y'all doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, society's a little more feminine. These dudes, like, they're not interested. They don't understand that primal instinct for people to fight. And really, boxing is a very high skill set, but it's just they're just not even into it. Even now, like I say, even a lot of sports is having some issues because, like I said, these guys would rather play video games than watch sports.
I mean, just think about these dudes these days, man. Like they say the testosterone been dropping in men since like the 70s or the 60s or something, right? And I think I see that. Like you got men that don't want to eat the ends of the bread. They too good to eat the ends of the bread. You got men that don't want to drink water unless he come in a water bottle. Like they can't even get a glass of water, go get that shit out the hydrant. Nigga.
Drink out the hose, my nigga.
They gotta go get a bottle of
best
water.
water in the game.
Yeah, niggas is just niggas and turn into some little girls. I almost said the wrong word, but maybe it ain't too bad of a word. I was gonna say the S word, SI word, but that's what motherfucker done turn into, man. So, I just hope that we keep boxing. Let me get in the chat a little bit. Adrian Adari Penny said, "Can you imagine a future fight between Jared Anderson versus Daniel Dubois?" I see Daniel Dubois getting his ass tore off the motherfucking frame, fucking around with Jared Anderson. I don't think he got no win. I
second that ass.
I say,
he trying to get this nigga killed.
I mean, we give him credit on the amateur background. He was about 75-6 or something like that. Hold on, 69-6. I think he had 75 fights in total, but he didn't fight nobody. Like he didn't fight nobody of note in the amateurs at all. Everything was low level shit. On my scale, I give Daniel Dubois, just off the top of my head, because I don't know exactly what he won, but I know he didn't win anything major. I'm gonna say that the man is probably like a 2.5 out of 5. And Jared Anderson is a solid 3.5. National champion several times in the United States, ranked number 1 in the United States in his division at heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And just looking at the eye test, he did look like the better fighter. Do too many things better than Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois can't even move his head. That motherfucker walked straight in the front door like that dude that fight at Bridgerweight, Oscar Rivas. Oscar Rivas and Daniel Dubois remind me of each other, walking in the front door. This man, Daniel Dubois got his ass whooped by a jab. Like that's all Joe George did was hit the man with the jab all day, bludgeoning the man with the jab. And the man did not adjust. He didn't counter this shit. He didn't do nothing but just walk around and get his eye socket broken by a fucking jab. I think he's gonna get his ass whooped fucking around with Jared Anderson if that fight ever take place. Right as a chancellor, I vote for the loop dancers. Guy, what the fuck is a loop dancer? Oh, the loop dancers back in the day, y'all. I know what y'all talking about. Don't call it the butterfly, it's the Tootsie Roll. What y'all talking about?
Don't stop, get it.
Yeah. Scrap minute. Big Hen said, don't even want to piss out the side. don't even want to piss outside. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, don't even want to piss outside no more. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Scared
Yeah,
to get their hands dirty.
yeah,
Man,
man.
shit on
Everybody
my
want to
hand.
shoot something. Like Marlo said, don't nobody even want to shoot a fair one and take an ass whooping no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different time. Niggas don't even want to have China berry fights or rock fights. You know, we used to be outside having rock fights. We play tackle football in the street and shit. Just all kind of shit, man. Just go outside and get fucked up. Y'all remember how we was, man? We all in the dirt catching bugs and
Climbing
just
trees, falling out of trees, scraping up legs, walking. But just pour some water on it. You all right? Just
Hey,
keeping it
even the
moving.
cats that know how to fight don't want to fight because they know that they might get shot after he whoop the motherfucker ass.
square business. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was a little bit younger, I used to be like I ain't gonna say mentoring, but I'd be fucking with the kids in the neighborhood. I make them niggas do some push-ups, do some burpees, have their moms and shit. I used to get permission from the moms till I tell them, man, hey, tell your mom you about to be down here at the park with me. And I swear every time their mom would say yes. And a lot of the time they was seeing water and shit and seeing drinks and refreshments and shit while we down there because they was with it. You know what I'm saying? And like some of them, they be crying and shit. Like this one youngster, he crying and shit all the time. I be like, man, stop all that goddamn crying all the time, man. Like, man, you a boy. Like, boys ain't supposed to be doing all that goddamn crying, nigga. Matter of fact, let me see how many push-ups you can do. Like, I used to be like that with them niggas. And he get mad at me and shit. He walk out crying. I be talking about, well, go on home to your mama then, little crybaby ass nigga. I had seen that dude a few years ago, and he told me, like, man, I appreciate the way that you used to be handling us youngsters back in the day. We needed that shit. You know what I'm saying? We all wanted to play video games and do all this kind of shit, and you was a motherfucker that'll kick us in the ass and make us do some push-ups. Yeah, nigga, we need that. You know what I'm saying? Testosterone, my nigga, that's part of being a man. Big Hen, hold on. Moody Trayweather said Daniel Dubois can't move away from the jab. That's what I'm saying, bro. And it ain't like it was a jab that was coming from Sonny Liston or Larry Holmes. Like, we talking about Joe Joyce. And I know he do got a decent little jab. I ain't gonna take that away from him. Come on, bro. Like, you let the man hit you with the same punch for 10 rounds, and I'm supposed to think that you somebody special? Hell no. Hell, even before that fight, I was saying that I did not trust Daniel Dubois. And this motherfucker that been ducking me, Kamal Oz, because every time he come argue with me, every time he come argue with the great Trey X, he get his ass skint up, and then he go into hiding, and I don't see the motherfucker for months. But he was in here trying to tell me how good of a fighter Daniel Dubois was. And I told him, man, that motherfucker ain't worth shit. And then I still ate crow because I picked him in the goddamn fight, even though I knew that Joe Joyce was whooping the man in sparring. But that was just one of my dumb moments that I had. I knew that man was weak. Right, there's a chance of Jared Anderson versus Frank Sanchez who win. Now that's more like it. That's more like it right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Frank Sanchez, bad motherfucker, man. 214-6 guy amateur. The only person to ever beat Frank Sanchez in his entire career is Lenier Perro. That's the only man to defeat this guy, amateur or pro. He lost to the same guy 6 times. On my scale, I got Jared Anderson at like a 3.5. If I'm not mistaken, I got Frank Sanchez at like a 4. So the pedigree matches up a lot better than Daniel Dubois. Looking at the skill set, though, I think I would probably have to lean towards Anderson. I think he's a little bit bigger. I think he's a little bit more athletic. I think he's younger. I'm looking at the hairline for Frank Sanchez. It looked like it's starting to download a little bit. It was on like 99. Now they bitch at like 80 or something like that. So I think I'm starting to see his age. I think I'll go with Jared Anderson, man. You know what I'm saying? I like Frank Sanchez, but I think I got Jared Anderson. Who you like in that fight?
That nigga said download.
Who you like in that fight?
Shoot, man, I got Anderson, man, but that's a hell of a fight, man. Because both these dudes, like, I gotta give Frank Sanchez's props, man. He dispatched of FA, so these guys is getting them mixed up, man. That's like it's a lot to look forward to, man. I just hope these guys get the shine they deserve. But I got Anderson in that fight, bro. But man, that's an epic matchup though.
We all had Frank Sanchez over a jog for 2 on the corner. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Marlo?
Yeah, shit. I think that right now, at this point, I think I'll take Sanchez. I think Sanchez had the tougher competition, showed more of what he got. Anderson just been running through shit. I think when he get to Sanchez, it's gonna be a tough ass fight, man. And, that'll be some shaky shit. But I'll definitely pick Anderson. But I'll be on the edge of my seat, man.
You got a good point. I mean, he more tested. Sanchez more tested. Deeper amateur background a little bit. Been in there with some decent guys as a pro. I mean, at least one FA or jogger. This might be the first time that Frank Sanchez fights somebody that's actually not Frank Sanchez, but Jared Anderson fights somebody that's actually coming and expecting to win. You know what I'm saying? So that is a difference, but I think the combination of his size and pedigree and versatility, I think he'll be able to make the adjustments to beat Frank Sanchez. And Sanchez don't seem like the biggest puncher either. You know what I'm saying? I think he might have dropped FA with one shot or something like that. I can't really remember, but he still don't seem like the biggest puncher. I think Jared Anderson a much better puncher. But it'll be a hell of a fight, though. Big Hen said, I third that ass, kicking Big Baby, kicking his ass, bro. Yeah, he talking about Daniel Dubois. Napoleon said, yep, go straight to the hood and recruit a dream team. Goddamn, I don't even know what this man talking about. Go straight to the hood and recruit a dream team. Rod S. Champ said, I forgot all about rock fights. You talking about rock fight? Oh, okay. You talking about go straight to the hood and recruit a dream team for the rock fight. Okay. I thought that Rod S. Champ was talking about somebody named Rock. Yeah, you know, we be out there, rock fight, China Berry fights, all that kind of shit. Hyphy say, everyone, make sure y'all tune in to MARLO'S Corner Fight Call this Wednesday morning. This motherfucker here. Hey, that is fake news right there, man. We would not be calling that fight. That shit is going to be in Japan. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to be on that shit, man. This motherfucker hypey, man. Napoleon said Jared will prove to be too much by the middle rounds. I think I'm with you on that, bro. Class tell over time, but that motherfucker Frank Sanchez is classy itself, though, so I might be talking crazy. Diary Penny said, what about Jared Anderson versus Justice Honey? I mean, that's the guy from Australia and shit. I think he pretty young in the game, though, ain't he? It seemed like I bet on one of his fights not that long ago by knockout. I think that he got a brother or something like that too, but I think that's a young fighter. Jared Anderson, he damn near like a contender. Justice Honey, how many fights he got? Did we got like 5 fights or something like that? I think he'll get his ass fucked over fucking around with Jared Anderson. You know what I'm saying? But I did read that he was a pretty good amateur and shit, but I don't think he fucking with Jared Anderson. Xavier the boxing area said that Govich versus and that's my cream of the crop. I ain't gonna even lie, man. It hurt me, man, but I think I gotta go with a Govich. I think I gotta go with a Govich, man. I'll take Anderson over just about all them other guys, but a Govich got the pedigree, the amateur pedigree. I think he should have been an Olympic gold medalist. They cheated that man. And then he fought in the World Series of Boxing. He fought against Joe Joyce, and he got cheated over there. They don't do nothing but cheat Philip Ergovich, man. I don't know why they be robbing that man like that. But I think that he probably is the most not the most talented necessarily, but I think he the closest to the total package at heavyweight. How y'all see that fight, man? What you think about it, Govich versus Anderson?
Yeah, I had to agree with you. I fuck with Anderson. I think Gervais might be capable of one of them kind of fights we were talking about with Frank. Might be one of the motherfuckers that be serving the motherfucking pro. But I'll be picking Anderson, but I know Horkovich be coming with everything he got and putting some skills together for that kind of fight.
Yeah, that fight, right? If it goes on right now, Anderson loses that fight. Govich is tough, man. I don't think he's quite in a place where he could beat him if that fight happened right now. It'd be close. It'd be a nice scrap, but like I said, I think he'll edge him.
Yeah, I think, and he a little older and shit too. He more mature. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give Anderson respect in this regard. He more of a two-handed fighter than a Govich. Ergovich is more of a control you with the lead hand and hurt you with the right hand. Like that's what he want to hurt you with. Anderson can hurt you with the right hand and the left hand. So that's something that I like in his favor, you know what I'm saying? But I would probably have to lean towards the more mature, more well-rounded fighter. And as far as the total package goes in Ergovich, mentality, he got the size, he got decent power, he fast enough to get his shots in there. He got the pedigree. He'd have been in the ring with good fighters even before he turned pro in the World Series of Boxing. Just taking all of that into consideration, I lean towards Ergovich. Adari Penny said a Defi Ajabo versus Daniel Dubois. Who wins? Man, I probably have to go with the goddamn Dubois. I mean, I ain't got the most respect for FA skills, but I will say this. I think FA got a pretty decent jab. And if he go out there and he fight a disciplined fight, I think he got a chance to go out there and beat the motherfucker. I think that Daniel Dubois should be the favorite, but I don't think he should be a big favorite. I think he should probably be like a 2-1 favorite at the most. How y'all feel about that? FL Jaguar versus Daniel Dubois.
Man, FA is, but you know, my knock on FA was that he kind of slow and plodding. But yeah, I mean, if you fire that jab out, Dubois has shown an inability to deal with a good jab. So, but like you say, you will have to favor Dubois. But no, I ain't picking Dubois or anything. I don't like dudes that the way they lose matters to me. So FA Javi just got outclassed. So I'll take FA if he fought Dubois.
All right.
I had to ride with King of Kings. I think that on the jab gonna be a problem, and then the power of FA. I think he's gonna be able to land that motherfucking right hand. I think Dubois defense is not no high caliber defense. I think his counter punching is mediocre. He get in the inside, he work out the jab, but the length gonna be a problem. I probably have to pick FA in the fight. I'll stop.
You know, I'm gonna ride with y'all, but I'm changing my pick. I'm riding with the Olympian FL job. Daniel Dubois, I don't really see much of an advantage for him anywhere. Like once I really start to really think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like the size and all that kind of shit, even the pedigree. Like Ajagba was an Olympian. I know he got a late start in boxing, but he still was an Olympian. And Daniel Dubois, I just don't see nothing special in that motherfucker, man. I'm gonna go with the Olympian. I got Ajagba. Napoleon Armstrong said Dubois, FA just, no, man. Dubois, FA just, no, man. I don't even know what you mean by that, bro. Adari Pender said there is much better quality of heavyweights now than the Klitschko era. I agree with you on that. Right, it's a chance that y'all did call a formal fight at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, though. Yeah, that was a different time, man. We was on the come up trying to establish the channel. And plus, circumstances have changed since then. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit ain't possible. Big Ian said, do you think Joshua can beat Fury if they ever fight? The corner talk to me, though. I think Joshua can beat Fury. Hell no. Nah. I think Joshua gonna go out there and get his ass toe off the frame fucking around with Fury. Like, man, Joshua, man, I think he is a manufactured motherfucker. Going back to the Olympics, the man was winning by robbery in the Olympics. Then you get him in the pros, have him over there fighting them domestic type motherfuckers, start building up his status in everybody's mind and shit, thinking he's some kind of knockout artist and all this kind of shit. Put him off in there with like a past his prime Klitschko, after Klitschko done already lost to Fury. Fury outboxed the man easy. This man go life and death with him. He win that shit. And then he go fight all these other motherfuckers that was, you know, okay fighters, but not no world beaters. And have everybody thinking that he just some kind of Lennox Lewis or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that motherfucker has been overrated for quite a while. I think he will get a cold dose of reality if he fight against Tyson Fury.
Yeah, he's a regional heavyweight. He's the original Daniel Dubois. Dubois got caught up fat sooner than he did. It's like no signature wins, no flash. I can't say he's a paper champion because he actually won them belts, but damn, it like literally like somebody you drew on paper. And other than that, like say AJ is super. And to be honest, you cannot be the heavyweight champion of the world. And the one time you decide to leave your safe ground, get your ass whooped and have a panic attack and be taken serious ever again. Very easy work.
Yeah. Adari Penny said Derrick James will be a good boxing trainer for FL Jogger. Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Yeah, Derrick James look like he'll be a good trainer for any goddamn body. Big Hen say hit the like button, man. We definitely would appreciate that, y'all. We ain't gonna be too much longer, man. We're gonna get our smelling ass up out of here in a minute. Adari Penny said Lenny Aparo versus Jared Anderson would be fireworks. I don't know about fireworks because we got Orthodox going against Southpaw, number one. So that's gonna close the lane for some punches, like for the jab. And plus, Lenny Aparo, he's not an action type of fighter. Like I didn't seen him fight. He like a 2 punch at a time type guy. He's not the type of person that's gonna stand in front of you and just start throwing a bunch of bombs and trading with you. He the type of guy that want to hit and not get hit. So I think it'll be more like a tactical affair. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some feints and shit off in there. Both of them gonna have a level of hesitancy because the other person can hurt them, and plus the other person is skilled and decorated. So I think it'll be more like a chess match, a high power, high class chess match. Adari Pennis, I would like to see Jarrell Miller versus Derek Chisora. I'll take it. I mean, that's Rock'em Sock'em Robots. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like to see skill fights, but I like to see a Rock'em Sock'em Robot fight every now and then too. But shit, we'd have been on. How long we been on, man?
2 hours and 35 minutes.
All right, man. You want to go and shut it down, bro?
Yeah, I got to get up.
You got some parting words, King?
Oh no, man. Appreciate the champ Ross once again, man. Want to see what I can do this next season. I'm already doing my research.
Said that boy doing his research. Hey man, salute to everybody that came through, man. I had a good time chopping it up with y'all. We're gonna come back with something. Damn, I forgot the fuck I was about to say, man. I'm normally a lot smoother in these situations. But shit, I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. My mind went blank. Salute to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Much love to you. I ain't gonna talk you to death.
Yes, sir. You already know, man. It's always fun chopping it up with y'all, man. Sharing y'all thoughts and opinions on the sport, man. And shit, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. We should be back on Saturday or something on the next one. But until next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls. Get the fuck out my gym.
You heard him.
Peace.
Gee.